Welcome to Beneath the Cowl Cosplay Roundtable Part 2. We are here with a lovely, lovely, lovely batch of cosplayers. I am Cosplays by Shinobi. We're here with Snowhawk Cosplay and Anthony, who are the three hosts.
Oh, I was
Uh,
texting.
Spidey,
Hey there.
can I get you to read everyone's name off while our guest here?
Y'all ready for it? You want me to do it again?
Yes.
How we doing? So we are starting off. We have Nikki up in the top left, followed by Ed Snowhawk Cosplay. Right to the left of him, the right of him, we have Shinobi. We already heard his name. Anthony, the main man himself. Right under that, we have Link. Skipping down to the next lane, we have DCW Builds. Moving back up, we have Wallace Morris with the red hat, looking beautiful as always. Moving on, I know he was waiting for me to announce his name. We have Dom, the man himself. Then moving down over to the other lane, we have Shady Haze. We have Gravel Road Cosplay right on next to them. Moving over to Black X Turquoise. And finally, I already said DCW. Oh, there's Lorenzo right on cue. Welcome in. My name is Miles David. I didn't introduce myself. I kind of skipped over.
Can't get any better than that.
Bravo. A+.
How'd we do? We did well?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
So for an intro, can everybody just kind of state like how many years they've been cosplaying, maybe when they started? We can start top.
Cool.
Is there an order?
Yeah, we can start with Nikki. Left to right.
Sure. I'm Nikki, Cowl Cosplay. I started cosplaying more seriously in 2017. So I'm not going to do the math. It's not that long, but my very first cosplay was 2013. So I don't know. Is this 8 years? Not 7 years. 7 years.
The calculator.
Well, we don't count that first year because that was like only one cosplay. I've actually started 2017 is like my official, is what I like to say.
That would be 8 years. Wait.
Thanks.
It's enough.
It's exactly, yeah. I've got the experience under my belt.
I don't think
Moving on.
Miles can see all of your comments.
Do we want intros? Who wants to go next?
Yeah, we'll
Snowhawk
go,
Cosplay. How long have you been cosplaying, brother?
Well, this marks 11 years that I've been doing it. So this August. And it's funny when I first started how things have changed. Like cosplay was a lot different back in 2013.
That's the motion of the ocean, man. That's how it rolls.
But now, hey, with 3D printing and all that kind of good stuff and lots of YouTube tutorials, it's a lot easier getting into cosplay and making stuff look a lot better than the garbage I used to churn out years ago. So.
Hey, man, it's the humble beginnings. We've all had that. Everyone's had it. I'm still struggling through the humble beginnings.
It's called a glow up for a reason, I guess.
That's the way to look at it.
There you go.
Moving to the right, Shinobi.
So I've been cosplaying probably since 2017. I actually started as a photographer in cosplay, but I knew eventually I was gonna suit up with the rest of you nerds. It's been great. It's been a blast. I love it. And, this is one of my favorite cosplays. A-Train.
Best A-Train I know.
Stop it.
Who's gonna break it to him that I only know one A-Train?
All right, let's go next. Let's go to you, Miles.
Oh, I wasn't next. It's Mr. Cosplay Alliance, Anthony. Oh, I guess he's running it.
Well, I started cosplaying the same time as both of you in 2017.
Right on.
So, yeah, my first cosplay was homemade Deathstroke, motorcycle jacket and stuff like that.
So was mine. Oh my god.
Was it?
It was one of them.
Yeah. So, and now with as Ed said, with 3D printing, it's gotten so much easier. So, now we go to you, Miles.
Oh, I guess it would be my turn. I've technically been in costumes my whole life. My mom used to make my Halloween costumes, but I started kind of making my own. Ooh, man, that's a gonna say 5 years ago. 5 years ago is when I started taking it seriously. 4 or 5. Clearly, I was good at the math because I couldn't figure out the 8 year on the first one. But yeah, that's mine. Right on to Dom, looking on into the stars.
Oh man, so I don't. If for anybody who's a comic book fan, you know how time in comic books, specifically in Marvel, is what they use. What's called the scale, not scaled, weighted, not weighted, sliding timeline. Yes, that's how long I've been cosplaying. I'm in a sliding timeline because every time somebody asks me this question, I always say, "Oh, it's only been like 6 or 7 years," and it's 6 or 7 years 7 years ago. So it never changes. We're gonna say a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That's a safe answer.
Yeah.
Good.
You know, there's this is not gray on my beard. Not at all. Not at all.
If you don't have a little gray on the beard, are you really doing it right?
That's true. And I was actually, as we were talking, I was in the process of sewing. I stopped for a second, but I was in the process of hand sewing. So, you know, it's never ending. It just never ends.
Living a dream.
Yeah.
BC, always be crafting.
It wouldn't be fun if it ended.
Does a cosplay ever? When you're building
No,
a cosplay,
it
does it
doesn't.
ever finish?
It doesn't.
Especially if you start the next project.
At the convention when you need it.
There's always
just
improvements to make.
You're always in a perpetual state of either making something, finishing something, or starting something.
That's the
That's
dream.
always-
Something, yeah, 15 started cosplays. You know, they've been sitting there for 3 years. Who's that? Not me. Not at all.
I'll get to it
exactly.
eventually.
And then eventually somebody says, "Hey, we're doing this big event. Can you do this?" And it's like, "Oh crap!" So then you never want a con crunch or an event crunch, but you always end up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
I found myself recently doing that too, like finding actually a specific character that just actually the comic book hasn't even released yet, and there's a version of Luke Cage from the future that I'm just like, I guess I'm gonna start that one now.
Sometimes you see something, you're like, yeah, I want to build that.
Yeah.
Moving down, Mr. Wallace Morris with the beautiful red hat I mentioned earlier.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I've been cosplaying for over 10 years. So I started in 2010 with my first Spandex Flash cosplay. So remember using duct tape for my ears, for my chest pieces, and now we're using not hot glue, but like good stuff. And the 3D printing that everyone actually spoke about, this is much easier to do. And foam, I'm still using foam. I think this is like my Mojo foam, and I've been rocking that since then. Like the Flash is my main man, so I've been doing like so many versions of it that I still need to improve another version of it, and then finding like Dom said in the comment, there's so many things that you can actually find. So there's another version of the Flash, another version of this world. So I'm just growing my wardrobe of Flash every year.
So that's your character. That's just all you.
Oh, this is me like until the end.
I forgot my hall pass, but I ran away for a second.
We're back in grade school.
As you can see in the back, I'm actually working on the Injustice 2 version that I did while there was the pandemic, but I want to upgrade it, so it's still in progress right now.
Cool.
Hey, Turquoise, can you hear us? I don't know if Turquoise can hear us.
Oh, frozen?
I don't know.
I think she's frozen.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Can
you're
you-
frozen though.
Oh yeah, your thumbnail's frozen. Your webcam is frozen.
Oh, one moment.
If I
Let's
stay
see
really
what's
still, I'll be frozen too. So you're not alone.
Is it still frozen?
I swear we had
yeah.
this we had this issue on the last episode too, didn't we?
Oh, that's so
We
weird.
did.
Yeah, it's still something.
Give me a moment. What the fuck?
You probably have to like log out and log back in or something. We can head over to Lynx now. Oh, she comes back in.
Hello, my name's Lynx. So I've been cosplaying actually since, well, I first started to cosplay in 2006. Way back when I was 12. Yeah. My first cosplay, it's actually from Bleach, the anime, and I did Hinamori Momo. I took sewing lessons, and like I did it with my family friend. She's the one who got me into cosplay, and we took these sewing lessons that were held at her high school. So I was like the only like little teeny bopper taking sewing lessons, trying to make my cosplay. So yeah, what's that, like 17 years now and haven't stopped since?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really been like putting it out there as much like with like social media as much until maybe like the past 2 years or something. I don't know if anyone's heard of like cosplay.com. That's where like we used to use like for
Oh
forums for
yeah.
like like
Oh, back in the
before
days.
way before Instagram,
Oh, wow.
Facebook, all that stuff. Like that's how we like learned and with all the forums and stuff and how to like do like talk about like cosplay and conventions and stuff. So that's basically where I learned. Yep.
Nice.
Dude, I gotta sneeze. Moving
On
down
to Shady.
Shady
Oh, we're
Haze.
going with me. Hi everyone, what's up, squad? I'm Shady Haze. I've been cosplaying since 2018. I guess with the new wave of cosplayers and different creativity, I've done well. My specialty would be foam in terms of creating cosplays. I can't sew for shit. I definitely do want to know how to sew, but I love 3D printing.
It's so hard.
Foam. My favorite cosplay of mine is Superboy. It's the most comfy, and I relate to the character a lot in terms of personality and what he embodies. I currently am working on a Peter Pan cosplay for Katsucon, which is next month, so I'm excited for that. And I host events in my area. So I'm from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, but I'm in Virginia. But I do host like cosplay meetups. A couple months ago, I hosted a Filipino DC Titans cosplay meetup in Philly, and that was awesome. So hopefully more of that, just to get some representation
You're
for
Filipino?
yes, for Asians and POC creators, of course. So hopefully more in-person events to come in the East Coast and at other cons. But yeah, I'm an overall nerd, obviously.
It looks like you got quite the collection behind you.
I know. Look at that.
Not just
work.
pops, to have different figures and whatnot.
And
my
you're
favorite
not one to
superhero.
talk.
Oh, I gotta say who my favorite superhero is because a lot of people give hate. My favorite superhero besides Superman is Cyclops.
Who gives hate to Cyclops? He's cool.
For some reason, I thought you were about to say Jubilee.
Cyclops.
Yes.
I thought she was going to say Damien.
Yeah, Cyclops is actually my favorite Marvel. Yeah. It's pretty much the Superman of the X-Men.
Cyclops. Come on.
Yeah, I love Cyclops. So cosplans for probably New York Comic Con, but I'm excited to wear that. It's a new costume.
And we've got an airbender here.
Yeah. So, I'm Girl Road Cosplay, and one of the cosplays that I'm most proud of is my Airbender Master Tenzin from Legend of Korra.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't often get to do accurate characters because I don't want to shave because I get baby face whenever I shave, and then so Tenzin is bald and he's got facial hair, so I don't have to do anything. So he's one of my favorite characters and one of my favorite cosplays. I've been cosplaying for 10 years. I started in 2014, and then my specialty is sewing and less on foam. I'm trying to get more into foam, and then that's a lot of fun. I'm in the Central Virginia area. I've been doing generally like Virginia conventions, and I make it up to AwesomeCon every once in a while. I have to miss this year because I'm going to WonderCon in Anaheim in March, so I'm excited for that.
Let's go! I am too. It's my first time. Awesome. I mean, we're just kind of in the same area. You're like just hours away from like Northern Virginia or whatever area.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it depends on the rush hour traffic. If it's like 2 hours or 6 hours. So
yes.
The distance isn't far, but the traffic.
WonderCon.
Yes. So I'm excited for that. I'm working on a couple different things right now. I'm working on Prince Vlad from like 1990s Bram Stoker's Dracula, the gray suit. I'm also working on an original design for the Hellfire Gala for Cannonball from X-Men and New Mutants. And then so I'm not stressed. I have a month to finish 2, maybe 3 costumes. No, I'm not stressed.
Something about that is not believable.
So we've got DCW Bills over here.
Hey, I'm DCW Builds. My name is David. I can go all the way back to 2008. Not for cosplaying, but I was making props. Like back then, cardboard and duct tape. I made so many keyblades from Kingdom Hearts, like out of like broomsticks and cardboard and whatever I can find. Because also I didn't want to paint, so I was using colored duct tape, yellow duct tape and silver duct tape, and there you go. But I think I first started cosplaying like at a con in 2015. I went to Wizard World Chicago, wearing parts of my Iron Man suit. My first cosplay was the Mark 43 Iron Man suit because I just dove in like a crazy person. But I kind of do little of everything. I mean, I'm looking at my mess of like a workstation. I have scraps of foam, scraps of leather. I have a chunk of Warbler. I have a couple 3D prints sitting here. I have thread everywhere. So I'm kind of like the latest thing I'm working on is Tears of the Kingdom Link, and so I'm teaching I don't really sew a whole lot, so I'm forcing myself through it and learning a ton. I sewed my own tunic for it, printing a bunch of props, made a bunch of out of foam and 3D printed. I also don't want to shave, so I haven't shown this yet anywhere, but made a Phantom Ganon mask like they have in the game. I'm gonna have like foam for like the rest of the face, but because I don't want to do a wig. And
understandable.
I know how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. But I just like I like doing everything. I almost like making stuff more than wearing it, if that makes sense. It's just fun to build.
I like the research phase best, where I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna make all these things, and so then I plan it all and I buy all the things, and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
And also, there's only so much time. Like, there's a con is like 3 or 4 days, and there's only so many times, at most, like 2 or 3 changes, if that. And so I make all these costumes, and I can't wear them because I don't have time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
Question: how many keyblades do you have?
I don't have them anymore, but let's see. I had the Kingdom Key, I had Riku's Key, like with the wing, with the angel wing on it. I had Terra's big one. I had Terra's small one. I had Fenrir.
So you made all of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What else did I have? I had like the metal chocobo.
That's awesome.
I had Oathkeeper, Oblivion. Trying to remember. I don't know why. Like I still remember all these names too, but like
Keyblade Master, right?
I just made all of these. I just kept making them, and then I never went anywhere with them because 2008. I was like a sophomore in high school, and I never dressed up back then. So they might be around somewhere in my parents' basement somewhere, but I doubt they survived.
You never know.
Next on the
Alright,
list,
Deadpool.
Lorenzo.
Hello,
Fun name to
guys.
say.
Yes, I am back. Hello. I know her. Let me stop. But anyway, yes. So I'm back. If you guys seen, I was on the previous episode, so I just found my way into this. Hi. But yeah, David mentioned 2008. My God, you guys are making me feel old. 2008. I graduated from high school. But to answer the question on when I started cosplaying, so I just recently revealed that I showed off my closet cosplay in 2019, even though I've been telling people I technically started in 2021. So yeah, I guess the borderline between 2019 and 2021 when I became more serious. It's been 2.5 years, and the stuff that I've been doing, you would think I've been doing this for a long time, and I really haven't. I'm a fast learner. I know how to adapt. Obviously, from one Spidey build to another, as Miles is, I also do Miles Morales. Believe it or not, Anakin Monkey was actually one of my inspirations to start cosplaying. And since then, the rest is history. You know, I do Peter Parker, Miles Morales. I have introduced Venomized Miles Morales. I do Deadpool, and I do Ghostface. So, yeah.
So you stick to the Spider-Verse universe?
To some degree, I'm expanding. Like I said, I introduced Deadpool and Ghostface to the mix. So, you know, I'm trying to expand. I might do a DC property this year. It's a cross between Green Lantern, but, you know, I guess I'll reveal here the second person I might have in mind, Static Shock.
Ooh,
yeah, that would be nice.
Yes, I wasn't going to reveal that at all. That was just going to be like, boom, I just posted on Twitter. Be like, what?
Yeah, I'm clipping that, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm clipping it.
It's on the internet. It lives forever now.
It's on the internet. But no, seriously, all jokes aside, yeah, so I'm stuck between Green Lantern or Static Shock. But I'm leaning towards that Static Shock because it's different. It's different for me.
Yes. To both. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no choice.
And why can't you do a mashup?
That could possibly be a possibility. I'll look into it.
I want to see that. That's like I don't even know how you do that, but that sounds like a really cool mashup.
Join us, Lorenzo. Join us. Join us on the core.
Yes.
Oh man.
I Green Lantern one actually too back in 2013. So definitely going. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh yeah. We got some Lantern core here.
Ooh, these W's got his nice. How many lanterns do we have in here? Dom,
boom,
2, 3, 4. Oh, what? 3, 4.
Actually, there's one that I've never shown. It's actually the Blue Lantern Flash.
Okay.
Ooh.
I've got Red Lantern.
Okay. Nice.
So is that 5?
We green.
So we got
Jordan.
Ed, you have a lantern, though, right?
No, I don't have a lantern, but it looks like this might turn into an all-lantern podcast. For the core. Here we go. New name for the podcast.
I've got my John Stewart ready to go.
Hey, I'm ready. I want to work on Sinestro though.
Oh, okay. I've always wanted to see like a Batman X like mashup with the Yellow Lantern. I haven't seen that before, right?
That sounds really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hold up. Hold up.
Batman, yellow.
Okay.
Yellow
Right,
Lantern?
right.
Ooh, yeah, that would be
Because
cool.
like that's sort of like based on fear. So he
Mm,
can.
yeah, that's
Yeah, he
actually
actually
a
got
good
it
idea.
from in the comics. He had the rings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was incredible. The suit, how it looks.
Ooh, we got another lantern here, Swift-Heart. Okay.
I don't do Green Lantern. I don't do Green Lantern, but I do Green Arrow. So he kind of goes with Green Lantern. And if you look at the comics,
That is the Snowhawk. That's the original buddy comedy right there. The buddy
right
cop. Green Arrow, Green Lantern. So you know what? You're in.
Yeah. Old school Denny O'Neil storyline. Perfect.
Yep.
We've got Petite and Turquoise frozen at the bottom there for some reason.
Yes.
Can they at least hear us though or no?
Yeah, I can hear you. It doesn't show as me being frozen, but
Yeah.
it makes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, yeah, they didn't even introduce themselves too, so they should.
Let's see.
Intro. Oh, I'll log back in. No.
Okay, I don't know if that's working.
You're black.
As long as we can hear your voice, we can hear your voice though.
Yeah,
can hear you.
just tell us how long you've been cosplaying.
Well, okay, so I've been cosplaying since late 2018, on and off, but I actually never considered cosplaying. It was just out of the blue. Funny thing is, my brothers are pro Smash players, so they were going to tournaments, and he just told me the night before. So I had never gone to a convention nor cosplayed. And I just looked it up. It was $15. I think it's SuperCon, like Thursday, back when it was 4 days. And I thought there was like a Ruby VA voice actress that I really wanted to meet. Like back then, I really was into Ruby. So I just whipped it up in like less than 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Faster than A Train.
Less than 2 hours the night before. And I just ripped up a tie, a black like thin tie. I like wrapped it around my arm, cause she had like this like I don't know what it's called, just like this arm ribbon thing. And then I ripped up a black sock. I swear to God. Cut it up, and then it was like an arm sleeve, and then I just like put some ribbons. And it was like a slapstick type of thing, and I put like a gray ribbon around it, and I made it into like an arm cuff. And I just like I had the black vest, the white shirt, the white shorts, and some similar panty stockings, and I just went like that. And then I got recognized by the VA. Like I heard,
There you go.
Okay.
and I just like it was my first time, and I was just like, I had like all of these puns because she loves puns, and I just went full fangirl mode, and just my brain melted. I swear to God, it was. I started stuttering. I ended up taking a photo with her, but I didn't know that you like had to pay for photos. It was my first con, so I fell in love with it because I just loved seeing how people got super happy. Me just like approaching them, and I'm super introverted, so I would ask them for photos, and their faces would light up, and I think that was the highlight of it. And then some people actually started asking me for photos. I was shocked because, it was just a really fast cosplay, and I had never cosplayed before. So it was a really nice, it changed my life.
And now we're here.
Yes.
And to be fair to you, Petite, 90% of cosplayers are pretty introverted.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm like an introvert.
Kind of crazy. I'm totally the opposite.
Except for the Spider-Man. Except for Spider. We don't count. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, I'm super like.
And Deadpool.
When I get to cosplay, Deadpool is such a good cosplay. I become more extroverted. I get into like character. Which is why I chose Starfire for today. Although I don't think you can see me, so that kind of sucks.
Turquoise, how did you fix it? Because you're not. Oh wait, okay. Are you frozen again?
Probably log
Huh?
out
It's
and
broken
log
again?
back in.
Oh boy.
Oh wait,
Can
so
you
do I
guys
have
hear
to
me at
leave?
least?
Try it.
Let me see. Okay. Sayonara.
I don't want to speak too soon.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
We'll go with you,
Am I
Turquoise.
doing the mannequin challenge? Oh, okay, cool. You guys can see me. My name is Turquoise. I started I started cosplaying back in 2011. When I was in 9th grade. My first cosplay was Hatsune Miku. I love Bokulate. The reason why I'm so into 3D animation and went to college for entertainment arts was because of MMDs and 3D animation software. So I'm kind of torn between cosplaying and being an animator. It's like feels like an identity crisis. Both are very time consuming and difficult. You can see my sewing machine here in the back. I'm on crunch mode. I have a convention next week.
Got this.
I was sewing satin and it was beating my ass. So it's still beating my ass, but hopefully I figure it out.
Collectively, we believe in you, or I can't speak for everyone, but I believe in you.
Yes.
Yeah, I love cosplay.
Got this.
Hey, she's back.
Yay!
Oh,
sorry.
You're welcome
Oh
back.
my god.
She's frozen again.
Frozen?
Cosplay. I'm really passionate about it, and it's something I enjoy. So yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Oh, yeah.
As you're talking about con crunching, and there's Dom with his glue gun.
That's the life. That's the life. The life didn't. I didn't choose this life. The life chose me.
Yeah.
It's almost like I wish I could go ahead and use this. Yeah, we're sponsored by SureBond.
Hey, you know what? You know what's the funniest thing about this? It took us 32 minutes to go through the intros.
I'm telling you, this is like the Wu. This is like the Wu-Tang. We basically everybody just did their bars.
Yeah,
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, later. Bye.
Next on the mic. So let's talk about our favorite conventions. What is your favorite convention, Nikki?
Do I have to choose one, or can I give like a top 3?
You can give multiple. Also, I'm very jealous that you went to the X-Men experience. I'm uncanny. I'm very jealous of that.
So literally, my top 3 cons are Dragon Con, C2E2, and Uncanny Experience. All for different reasons, but it's Dragon Con, is a great party con. I'm not a partier, but I just like that energy once in a while, so that's great. C2E2 is like the baby version of Dragon Con, mixed with really incredible cosplays, and it's a very quick drive for me. And then Uncanny Experience was so fucking immersive that it was just, it was so great. And I'm not like even a big X-Men person, but just how much thought and detail went into every aspect of that con was just incredible. And as not a big cosplay, or not a big X-Men, sorry, I can hear my echo. As someone who's not like super into X-Men, it's, I teared up multiple times at that con because it was just such a wholesome experience, and just seeing people who were so dedicated and so loving of this specific fandom, like how much it meant to them. It meant that much to me because of it.
100%. It was actually uncanny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where the echo is coming from, guys. Sorry.
Me now?
Is everyone frozen or what?
No.
You need someone to talk
Pretty much. We're doing that tonight.
Am I still frozen? Oh god.
Now you're frozen on 2 accounts.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Wait,
Oh my god. This is so weird.
2 images.
All right. What's your next con?
All right.
Did we go through? Okay. Yeah, Ed, what's your favorite con? I'm sure it's probably the same as mine.
Well, Fan Expo is great, but one of my favorites is Niagara Falls Comic Con.
I've got to go out there.
Because, well, even you get Niagara Falls, so it's a fun con, plus it's just a fun city. So there's always something to do, and after the con, there's lots of places to go and maybe find some beverages that have alcohol in them and good food, and plus you're at a natural wonder of the world, so it's always cool there. The other cons I really like, did Calgary Expo last year. I like that one because it's at the Calgary Stampede grounds, so it's a huge facility, so it gives you a lot of space. And of course, based in Toronto, it's got to be Fan Expo, our home big con. So those are my three big ones on my list. I love to do New York. I would love to do San Diego, and actually, I'd love to do Steel City Comic Con in Pittsburgh. I'd like to try it out sometime.
All right. So, favorite cons. The top of the list always for me is DragCon. It's nothing in my opinion that compares to it. The way I explain it to people is just like Cosplay Vegas. That's what it feels like. Next on the list, I would probably say is WonderCon. WonderCon was just my first time going. Whoa!
Well, what happened there?
I don't know. Going last year, it was just
that was my bad. that was my
Wonder con. That's probably my second favorite con. I'm going back in this year, hopefully to debut a short fan film I'm working on.
Nice.
You gonna tell us more about the fan film?
Spoilers?
Okay, yeah. Spoiler. It is a based around A Train. Essentially,
like for sure it's A Train. We knew
for sure it's A Train. Essentially, he gets kicked out the set, and he's gonna turn to a different career that is gonna end up being music. And I'm planning on releasing the EP along with the short film.
Oh, bro, put me on a verse track. I got you.
Message me later.
I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could make music or anything until that you did that music video, and that was incredible. Like that was so good.
Was it the
start going rapper?
It was all done in a dare. Okay, let me. All right, so this movie was done like not the movie itself, but like someone asked me like about. I was talking to someone that I used to make music like over 10 years ago, and someone said, "Well, you should make something." And I was like, "Well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm just gonna do it in the character." Of course, I chose A Train, and then I made a music video for it. But throughout that process, the strike happened, so I couldn't post any of it. Mm-hmm. So then I decided, well, I'm just gonna write a movie around this, and when this ends, I'll just make a movie and do all that. And then I started recording more songs. So it just all happened kind of out the blue.
That's how the best projects happen, though, man. When they're just not planned, and then they turn out to be the best passion projects.
Agreed. So hopefully March WonderCon, and then in April, I will release it on YouTube.
I look forward to seeing it. By the way, how's my audio? It took me like 12 minutes to figure that out.
Oh, you're good. You're good
Great.
now.
We're good? Okay.
Yep.
Everyone was talking, and I was actually fighting for my life over here. Trying
Your
so many
square
different
moved.
solutions.
I was trying to look for you. I was like, where's that
There were so many different issues. Anyway, I'm sorry. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh,
we were done with that.
Mr. Cosplay Alliance.
Good. Probably the same as Ed, except for Niagara Falls Comic Con. Never been there. For a really weird reason. If Niagara Falls Comic Con is watching this, you can send me some passes. So we usually go to we usually go to like Toronto Comic Con and Fan Expo. We usually have a booth, right? So they're pretty free with the passes that they do give us to give to our community members and whatnot. But We did try to go to Niagara Falls Comic Con as a booth, and they were kind of being a bit stingy with the passes. So, yeah, we didn't end up going. But Toronto Comic Con, Fan Expo, and I do like the local cons, the smaller cons that are like in the small cities where you can kind of interact more with people, and you have that one-on-one connection. So I can't really say which one, but I do like the smaller ones. Dom?
Man, I 3 for 3 here. Dragon Con is by far and away, I mean, here's what I would say about Dragon Con. If you have, and I understand that San Diego is sort of like the one that at least the media people tend to recognize as the big convention.
The Mecca.
I honestly think it's Dragon Con. I think Dragon Con is a fan-run, sort of convention that caters more to when you go out there, you're going to camp. That's what it is. It's adult camp. And, I know sometimes people get overwhelmed. They're like, well, it's the party con and there's something for everything. If you want to this is what I tell people. If you want to go to Dragon Con and just go into the gaming hall and spend your entire weekend behind four walls playing games, you can do that. You can do that. If you just want to go to panels, you can do that. If you don't want to do any of that and you just want to get completely and totally smashed the entire time, you can do that. All of those options are available. You can check off every single one of those boxes. So it is an amazing convention. I think it's that's the reason why every time I go to any other con, Dragon Con is always going to be the what it gets measured against. As far as any other cons, I really do love New York Comic Con, mostly because, I'm originally from New York. So that's actually, that's where my heart is. And then third, I don't really have a third. I feel like every other con I go to, I feel like has its own sort of thing, which makes it unique and makes it fun and makes it special and makes it its own experience. Plus, if you go to any other cons across the country, you get to meet and hang out with people that you wouldn't normally hang out with if you don't live in that side of the country and stuff. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to trying to see if I can explore more cons out in the West Coast, actually up north. I'd love to go up actually to Canada to go to check out one of the cons there. And more so than anything else, not the con experience is part of it, but part of it is because I want to be able to meet some of the people that I've met like through stuff like this, where I've never met them face to face, and I'm like, man, I'd love to be able to just one day be like, hey, I want to hang out with you and just like let's go get something to eat, let's hang out, let's just like chill and stuff like
Actually,
that. So,
Dom, you got a point there. Dom, you have a point because I've gone to other cons in say another province or another state, and you're walking around, and all of a sudden you'll see a cosplayer you follow on Instagram or on social media, and you almost like pop for them, like almost like a celeb thing. It's like, oh my god, it's you! Like I'm a huge fan of what you do. I can't wait. Like I can't believe I actually got to meet you. And
I am not. I don't want this person to feel a specific way about this. But I followed Shady Hayes. And I'm waiting for the day that I can go and I can hang out with Shady Hayes because I love the content. I love the stuff, and I'm just like, and I have a Batman, and I've seen the Robin, and I'm like, what are these days?
Let's go. Let's collaborate.
We gotta sync it up.
Let's go.
Look, Dom, 10 out of 10 recommend hanging with Shady Hayes, and likewise with Dom.
New York, maybe New York. That's what I'm hoping is that maybe if I can make New York this year. That's I'm gonna pack Batman in with me.
Do it.
Well,
but yeah, those are
the
three
from you guys. I'm actually different because I'm in Canada, and the only one I did was Montreal Comic Con, Toronto Comic Con, and Fan Expo. So I haven't done any in the States yet, but I wish to do Dragon Con, New York Comic Con, and I think around the world would be Supernova and Japan Expo. That would be something that I would love to do, like traveling a little bit around the world for that. And I've heard so much good stuff about Dragon Con, even MegaCon. So I'm just looking forward to go there. So I cannot really do a top three, but I would say like Toronto Comic Con was really, really nice to go there because I actually met my favorite Flash, John Wesley Shipp there. So it was incredible. If not, Montreal Comic Con is always my hometown, so it's always good to be there and then representing my version of the Flash. But yeah, like you said, Dom, Shady A's, Shinobi, like I'm following them, so it would be cool to meet them like one day and then just collab also as well.
I think I have the way we can work this out. All right. Is everybody with me? I got it. All right.
Yeah.
We work out a foreign exchange student type of situation, right? Almost like, hey, I want to go to this con in Toronto. You're over there. I'm going to hang out and actually and crash at your place. And then in return, hey, I'm in Atlanta. I live where I live right now. I'm about less than 5 miles away from where the con takes place, Dragon Con. I am in the downtown area. So we will work out something where I'm like, hey, man, I got a couch. I got an air mattress. You want to come down to the ATL? Let your boy know. Let your boy know.
Come over to Minneapolis. I guess we're all crashing at Dom's place.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe that's the way it works out. Maybe you guys all come over and crash over here. We catch an Uber up to down to downtown.
Airbnb.
Dude, that poor Uber driver, he's just going to pick up an array of characters.
We'll be in a bus. Like those party buses.
Imagine? He's going up like,
and
where
then
are
nobody
you
is dressed from the same fandom.
Exactly.
Well, I will tell you this. I will tell you during Dragon Con, the Uber drivers don't even bat an eye. Like really, it's so dense with cosplay that anybody going to the con during that time frame, Uber drivers are just sort of like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, it seems like the chat really. I guess you guys are promoting Dragon Con a lot.
Yeah,
They should pay you guys.
Let's all go bring the chat along.
I want my monies from Dragon Con too, Dom.
Well, now that Dom has introduced the foreign exchange cosplayer program, so
I'm just saying.
Program.
Like I said, I got some space. We can work it out, man. We can work it out. Everybody just crashes over here, and we'll be good. We'll be all right. We'll do it offline. We'll coordinate everything offline.
Now I think you've got me sold on Dragon Con, because now that I know that a friend is that close, and also my office is only 35 minutes outside of Atlanta, and I was just in Atlanta this morning, so
Any of my musicals.
I could have been on your couch. Dom, I could have been sitting on the couch with you doing this recording. We could have been in the same square right now.
Look here, man. We need to make this happen. This needs to go from concept to execution.
Yes. There we go.
Tom's like, we're making it out of the chat bubble with this one, I swear.
Is it?
Lynx, what is your favorite con or top three?
All right, let's see. So 3 different types of cons, different reasons. I want to say Otakon because that was my very first convention. It was back in Maryland before it moved to Washington, I think DC. So that was like my convention. That was my hometown. Like I'd go there. I had my family who lived there, so they'd house me for me to go to the convention. So it was really nice, and it was like a pretty big, decent convention. Like I feel like as you're starting for cosplay, like wasn't like that too like overwhelming. Not a lot of people because they had the space. Now and right now, I'm like mixed. I like Anime Expo. A whole lot of people go. It's my first time last year actually to go to Anime Expo, and people were warning me. They're like, it's so crowded, don't go, it's a line con. And I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go. I want the experience. So like my cousin, she goes there every year, so she knew like the ins and out of like that convention. And even though there's like so many people that did like come to the convention, I kept seeing the same people, like same cosplayers, and like that's when I started to like get to know like other people outside like of New York. I'm from New York, so like it's crazy that you see the people that you've met one day, you don't think you're going to see them ever again until yeah, right. Until like the next day, you see them just bumping into each other, and you're like, "Hey, I know you. Let's become mutuals." Like that was so unexpected, especially from Anime Expo. And my other one, I'm like stuck between New York Comic Con and Anime NYC because it kind of like it depends. Like Anime NYC, like it's really more based of like for the cosplaying. I do really like the panels that they hold. Like 2 years ago, they had Hajime Isayama. I don't know if anyone is that into Attack on Titan, but he is the yeah he is the manga author of Attack on Titan, and it was his first time coming to New York, first time flying to the States ever. So that was like really cool, and I was able to get the opportunity to sit like close to the front area and see him live, and I was like, this is so cool. Like I was crying. It was a truly amazing experience. And same for like New York Comic Con. I remember like going when I think it was like when Webtoon sponsored New York Comic Con, and they had that The Walking Dead, the cast, and they had like those trucks with people who were, I guess, like actors or something, and they were dressed up as zombies in front by the convention, and they're walking around.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was so cool. I was like, are you a cosplayer or are you just like part of this? And they're like, rah. I was like, oh, okay. They're not a real. They're just a cosplayer. They're acting. Like it was really funny, immersive experience that that was at New York Comic Con. And you know, like cosplaying for me is like my lifestyle. Like I do it like every year. I feel like I'll never stop, honestly. Yeah.
Nice. Happy Dane.
Oh, thanks, Happy Dane. Yeah, okay. So shout out to Happy Dane. I met him at Anime Expo. So also one of the other people I met one day, and then we were in totally different cosplays. Saw each other maybe a few days later. funny coincidence.
Shady, what's your top three? Or
Sorry
top
about that. My dog is like coming in and out of my room like constantly. He's like wants to go out, then wants to come in. But anyways, but that's a good. I mean, I didn't know you were from. So you're originally from DC. You said.
New York.
New York. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's good. You like Otakon. I think I've been to Otakon once. It was a good con. I like that. It's well one of my let me rewind. So I started in 2018, but I really got into like cosplay, I would say 2019. That's when I went to New York Comic Con for the first time, and to a lot of like new cons in my area and then outside of my area. But top three, I would say local in the DC area. I would say it's a toss up between AwesomeCon and KatsuCon. Totally two different niche. You know, KatsuCon is more of like a party con and more anime, but you still see like comic book characters in different fandoms. AwesomeCon is more of a comic book family friendly type of vibe, so that's something that I'm also into just because I love like the comic book aspect. I don't cosplay a lot of anime characters, but I do like certain anime like classics like Yu Yu Hakusho. I've cosplayed Kakashi as well, so I mean the wig is right there. That was like one of my first cosplays in 2018. And rating for cons, so those are like local cons. I would say outside of the area, it's New York Comic Con is my favorite con. I went there in 2019, went there again last year, and I loved it. Everyone is it's just a good vibe with a balance of panels, celebrity guests, voice actors, vendors, exhibitors, and then especially if you're trying to connect with new cosplayers in the East Coast, that's like one of the big cons that people go to, just like San Diego Comic Con and Dragon Con. Dragon Con is a con that I've never been to and I want to go. I don't know if I'm going to go this year, but that's because my other favorite
Dom
con
is like, come hither.
I know I want to go. But the thing is it's timing wise with the month. So my other favorite con that I like to go to that haven't seen a lot of cosplayers go to because it's in the West Coast. It's called D23. So I'm a huge fan of Disney since I was young. The nostalgia of Disney, everything about it. So I went in 2022. I loved it. I love that it's like San Diego Comic Con and New York Comic Con where there's it's a mix of exhibitors, some cosplay, a lot of content creators in terms of like fashion and like Disney bound, and I love that aspect because it's something different from my niche in just cosplaying. I like the Disney bound side of it. Plus, there's Disneyland there as well, so that's another con that I love. So those are like that's the outside of the DMV, but Dragon Con is something that I definitely want to go to. So hopefully, either it's this year, which is a slim chance, but next year for sure.
So we're all going, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's going. Get a bus and pick up everybody. First date. Road trip.
I'll bring the snacks.
I mean, I've often thought about what kind of career I want to have outside of work that would involve cons and stuff like that. And that actually is another idea I've had is, wouldn't it be great to have like a tour bus where you pick up people and you take them to cons? Just,
Dom is
you
gonna
know.
have the magic tour bus.
Like that's the coolest thing I think I've ever heard.
Dom Express.
Yeah, it's just gonna be. I'm gonna
We
be
are
your.
back in grade school.
I'm gonna be your bus driver, and I'm gonna take you to this magical place. It's gonna be great, and we'll learn some lessons along the way.
If you want to up the game,
Tell
make
me
it
you're
a
gonna have the
workout
bus in the Dragon Con parade.
So when you
Maybe.
say learn lessons along the way, like that's like crafting as we go, right? So it'll be like,
Make it-
let's like
Make it a workshop
shrink
bus.
down
Have a
and get into
workshop
the
in there,
foam.
have some hot glue.
Yes.
The
You're
magic
gonna.
bus.
I mean, there's gonna be challenges. I mean, if we really want to pitch this, if we really want to pitch this, I say we pitch it at a reality show, and you are on the bus, and you have to get your cosplay done between when the bus takes off to when it arrives at the con.
So it's like a little
Speed challenge.
competition.
I like it.
Is Sci-Fi Channel still a thing? Let's get to them.
Oh, it's like you can have it like con crunching and speed. The bus has to stay at 55 miles an hour, but you have to get your cosplay done before you get to the convention center.
Yes.
I think we can get Keanu in on this one.
Or look at it like a cross between if you want to do it as a reality show, make it as a cross between Nailed It and
God, nailed it.
like Hell's Kitchen. And you basically, you're given so many materials and you're told you have to make this in this much time.
Oh,
Who's
now
the
Dom, are you
Gordon
going to be
Ramsay
like?
of cosplay, though?
No, it has to be Dom because I want him standing there and go, "What is this? What is this? It's garbage."
Right.
No.
But no, literally, who is the Gordon Ramsay of cosplay? Who's the one that's gonna be like, this is the fucking shittiest scene work I've ever seen? Like, you know?
I don't want to get cussed out.
I know a few cosplayers that could fill that role.
I think we all do.
Give me a glue gun and we're done. We're done. Forget the needle and thread.
So pretty much every 3D printer is disqualified.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
No, there's a
We'll
3D
get a
printer on the
bunch of
back of the
PVAs
bus. Every time you hit a speed
No,
bump, you lose the wobble.
We have a station. We got a 3D print station.
Yeah, so don't hit the speed
Dom, you got me.
bumps.
I'm sold. Let's do it.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Gordon Ramsay, actually, when I started streaming in one of my the apps, I did Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 3, and I don't know if you guys have heard of like, you were almost a Jill sandwich, like that meme.
Yeah.
Basically, where she almost got crushed.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a meme of Gordon Ramsay being like, "What are you?" An idiot sandwich, but instead it was like, I got 2 pieces of bread, and I like whenever someone would send me a big gift, I just put the breads on my face and be like, "What are you? A Jill sandwich." It was honestly, I did not eat the bread. I just threw it away, but.
You're wasting food over here.
I'll eat it for you.
Hey, it's in the service of comedy,
Yeah.
puns, and cosplay.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
It's for the greater good.
Yes.
Gravel, what's your favorite con?
I have to agree. I'm going to hit some different ones. C2E2, I went to the first C2E2 this year. That was just an incredible show. There's so many vendors and a lot of celebrity guests and comic book artists and authors. I met a lot there. The Uncanny Experience, I went to the inaugural one this year. And X-Men is probably my number 1 fandom ever. I've loved the X-Men since the 90s with the animated series. And they had...
X-Men Evolution?
Yes, I watched that one too. That one, I love that one too. And so they had some of the voice actors from the 90s series. They had some comic book artists and authors and the producers and creators of the 90s series. And so that was a great time just because the vibe there was so intimate and it was like family. And I like C and D list characters. And then so sometimes whenever I cosplay and go to a convention, nobody gets or understands what I'm doing. And so for Uncanny Experience, I went as Cannonball for one thing, but a different version of Cannonball for the Hellfire Gala. And people knew it right off. But if I had worn that to just any other convention...
Let's not forget about your fantastic Mystique tuxedo, though. Like, that was beautiful. That was so beautiful.
So I
think
also...
I saw it.
I sewed out of this blue snakeskin fabric inspired by Rebecca Romaine's Mystique from X-Men movies, the Fox series, and then later played by Jennifer Lawrence. And then so I made the tuxedo out of this fabric, and it was really difficult, but it had a great response. I'd been shared by Screen Rant a couple of times for that, and I was featured on their top 10 of 2023 cosplay. Cosplay 2023, and then so I was really happy with that. And another con, like I'm mentioning ones everyone has already mentioned. Awesome Con is so great because I'm on the East Coast. Depending on the traffic, it is only about 2 hours away. Sometimes 6 hours. It just depends on the traffic going up to DC. And there's a great mix of comic artists and comic book art authors, celebrity guests, and panels. And then there are a lot of cosplayers that visit there too from the East Coast. And so I really like to, meet people that I follow on Instagram and, people that I've followed for a long time. And then just, even meet new people. Whenever I went to C2B2, there were just so many people that I met for the first time. And so I'm looking forward to that for WonderCon, meeting people on the West Coast.
See you there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hey, you can go the airbender and the chairbender.
Yeah. Because and I like taking my airbender because it packs easily. It's not bulky. Like I was going to take Red Hood to C2E2, but with my armor and helmet and everything, it just took up too much luggage space.
Yeah, Chris has a pretty nice airbender as well too.
Let me know. I know of an airbender group that's doing WonderCon. I undecided as to whether I'm going to be part of it, but let me know if you're looking for a group.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
An
That's
avatar?
exciting.
Yep, Avatar.
Airbender or Avatar? Did you guys see the flyer or the posters for the show?
Yeah.
I just saw that.
I've done
amazing.
Ty Lee for now, but I want to do Toph. Toph is best girl.
Yes.
Zuko's the man.
I met Zuko. I met Zuko and Toph. And also Azula, Uncle Iroh, but not
that's
the OG.
so awesome.
Yes.
I've been to 2 cons that Danny Basco has been at, and I haven't met him still, and I'm so disappointed.
What?
Yeah. I really want to meet him.
Whenever I was
cry.
on that, he was there, and I literally ran into him. He was entering a room, and I was exiting a room, and then I bumped into him, and I was like, "Oh, sorry!" And then I realized who it was. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry."
And you turned around.
Yeah.
That's rough, buddy. I wish I could show you guys my autographs, but I don't know if I'm still.
You're still frozen on our side, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know why it's.
You can explain it to us though, describe what it looks like. Does it look autography?
It is autography, yes.
Oh, nice.
And there's actually Hallmat. They had a Prince Zuko cocktail. Oh no, it was a shot actually. But yeah,
Fireball.
Yeah, it was kind of it was spicy. I like it. He usually goes to Hallmat.
DCW.
I mean, like half the group already said, favorite would be Dragon Con. It's really awesome. It is for everyone, but I will also say if crowds aren't your thing, you might not have a good time because everywhere is crowded, and also it's hot. Labor Day in Atlanta is hot out.
Yeah.
But besides that, C2E2 is probably my favorite. It's my hometown con. Been lucky enough to I've competed in the crown the last 3 years or since 2021. And just everyone who's competed, we've had this group chat that's just grown and grown and grown. And now there's over 50 people in it now. Oh wow! But we're all just everyone who competes, we're all just friends and we support each other and do whatever, and it's just really awesome to be part of. Hoping I have the opportunity to do it again this year. We'll see how it goes. And then for my third, this is hard. I want to say others, but I'm gonna say Star Wars Celebration. I've only been to one. When it was in Chicago, and it was just so cool because it was the first time going to a con that's strictly one fandom, and no, it was just so awesome. All the kind of sort of dumb inside jokes and memes and stuff are just so well represented there for Star Wars, and
I have the high ground now.
any meme or
Ice
joke
cream bucket.
or whatever. There was the running of the everyone in their orange jumpsuit with the ice cream makers they did
Mike guy.
The pink shorts, Mike guy.
I saw with the pink shorts
Yeah.
I want to do pink shorts guy.
Yes.
But no, Star Wars Celebration was really awesome. I also remember seeing online how many people complained about because it's middle of April in Chicago. It snowed on the 4th or 5th day, whatever the Sunday was, and people were not having it because a lot of times they have it in California or Florida, and people were not prepared for the snow.
1, 2.
But
they should have brought their snow troopers.
Exactly.
Don't.
This is a chance to get content.
At least.
It was a
pictures in the snow.
really awesome experience to go there, and yeah, I mean, I think those are probably my top 3. Another one that I was a guest at in Arkansas. I was really bummed because we were prejudging or we took pictures and going over all the notes before we went to announce the contest, and Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat were having their panel, and I wanted to go to it, Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
And I was gonna miss it, but where we ended up meeting to discuss everything, we were immediately behind the stage, so I heard the entire panel the whole time.
That's cool.
Yeah. But those are my top 3: Dragon Con, C2E2, and Star Wars Celebration.
Nice.
Oh, and one more thing. Like, I think it was Lynx who said like you meet people at cons.
Yeah.
At Dragon Con, you kind of like the people you
Test 1 2
are kind of the only people you see. Like you're like there's like different orbits. Like I saw the same people every single day, but like couldn't find people I was rooming with unless we met.
Exactly, right? You lose them. They're just gone 1 minute.
I've told people so for all my friends that are local here, local friends, cosplay and otherwise that go to Dragon Con, I tell them up front, I'm like, you're not going to see me this weekend. If you happen to see me, you consider yourself lucky. As a matter of fact, because at Dragon Con, actually, I think it's overall in a lot of cons now. The in thing is to have ribbons to give to people.
Yep.
My ribbon this year, and this is actually I need to go ahead and put in the order for it right now, it's going to basically say, hey, you found Mo. So every time someone sees me, they get a ribbon. They'll get a ribbon for Friday, they'll get a ribbon for Saturday, they'll get a ribbon for Sunday, and if they get the whole collection, that's about it. I don't have anything else to give them.
I thought about getting ribbons for WonderCon because I want to take my Colonel Sanders and then just keep them in my bucket and then have it say finger licking good. And then
you have to do it. Like put in the order right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Isn't the biggest lie in cosplay when somebody says, I'm going to a con, come find me. Oh, yeah, I will. I definitely will come find you.
All the time. And like,
I will say this. I do. If there is such a thing as an X gene and special abilities, that is my one special ability. Is if I say I'm going to find you at a con, I will find you. Call me Liam Neeson.
A special set of skills. Okay.
I have a special set of skills. And I'm also, and just a warning for everyone here, I am a hugger. So just letting you know, if I say I'm going to find you, I'm going to find you.
You're going to be like Jason Momoa running up behind Henry Cavill in the meme.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Just standing here doing your own thing, and there's Dom like, ah!
There is so Ugo. I'll show you. So Ugo in cosplay, who also is actually on the podcast from time to time. He has a video from last year where he walked on the con floor at Dragon Con, and he spotted me, and he's like, "Oh, there he is," and he's narrating, and he happens to catch the moment when I see him. And the best way, and me watching it, the best way I can describe it, seeing myself, was like seeing a shark coming towards you in the water.
Sharknado?
Oh.
Just the look of death of like, I'm coming to you. Dun, 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 dun. That's what it looks like. I need to see if I can find it so I can share it so people can see it.
Please tell me that Hugo was narrating it.
He was 100%.
Okay, fair. Because with his accent, that would be perfect. Like total National Geographic.
Yes.
I think I need to see this now.
Yeah, send us that video. I'll add it to the chat.
I need to ask Ugo if he didn't. I think he might have posted it, but I'll have to ask him for it. Yeah. Yes.
Lorenzo, you remember you were on the podcast last week, right? So I want to see if your list is the same. We know if you're lying or not.
We'll go right back. Pull it up right now. Pull it up.
Okay, so
last week to see what he's at.
All right, so real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Hanging with Hilly. I see him in the comment section. One of my videographers. What's up, Hilly? But anyway, as he pointed out, I was in the last one. It actually still remains the same, but I do want to add something. So, as I said before, Brooklyn Comic Con, and yes, I'm being biased because one, I'm from Brooklyn, and two, it was my first convention when I started as a cosplayer 2 years ago. And they just made an announcement this past week that they're finally moving it to a bigger venue. And I'm so happy for that because as I said in the previous podcast, Brooklyn Comic Con is kind of like, it's like a mini version of New York Comic Con, a very small version of New York Comic Con. And it's no, because it's fairly new. It's only been around for 5 years. And people did tease it, calling it Line Con because of the ridiculous long lines. That's why I go at 12.
Everywhere is a line con, though, honestly.
Yes.
Everywhere.
So, future cosplayers, go at 12 p.m. Don't come at 10 or 9 or 8 a.m. Go at 12. But yeah, Brooklyn Comic Con, New York Comic Con, absolutely love New York Comic Con. I actually met, Sabi at New York Comic Con. I think I met Lynx at New York Comic Con too.
Yeah,
I want to believe.
like
Yes, I did.
literally
Towards the end. Very
when
end.
everyone was leaving already. we were just
Everybody, I
standing
stayed
there.
until the very end.
Standing there.
And I think Hilly just
Hilly.
paired us together. And we just made like a video thumbnail. So but yeah, Brooklyn Comic Con, New York Comic Con, and I think I said Winter last time, Winter Con or Cradle. It was between Cradle and Winter. Cradle because it's family friendly. Winter because like cosplaying in the winter is absolutely ghetto. But
we've all done it.
Yep. Yeah, but it was one of those conventions that, okay, how do I make it winter theme friendly? So that's how I came up with Christmas Poo. So if anybody that follows me knows that I debuted Christmas Deadpool last year, and oh my God, the reception that I received, I was dressed up with an ugly sweater as Deadpool, and instead of katana swords, I had canes, candy canes.
That's a very Deadpool thing to do.
And I had a Christmas hat, and it was just well received. Like I was proud of myself with that. New York Comic Con. It was I debuted my Spider Renzo Miles Morales suit because in 2022 I never brought him to existence. I just had like a regular Miles suit, but 2023 was special to me because now I had people who got the opportunity to meet this spider persona of me. And as people pointed out, come find me. My thing is, I tell people, find a cat on my back, and that's how you will find me. Because if you don't see any Spider-Man walking around with a backpack with a cat on his back, it's not me. You know? So plenty of people found my cat, and then it was like, oh, Lorenzo, it's you. But then there was this one girl who kind of took my niche, and she wore the cat, and people thought it was me. So they was like,
Hey,
I saw
that's
you.
how you know it's an effective niche, though.
That's funny.
So I'm not the only one that does it. Like I seen like a very rare select people that walk around with the plush cat on them. But it's really cool that people thought they saw me, but they didn't see me. You know. But with Deadpool, I tell people look for a unicorn. I walk around with a unicorn, and I walk around with a doll, a Deadpool doll. So if you don't see a Deadpool walking around with a Deadpool doll, it's not me. But there is a Deadpool guy I know that I'm friends with. He did the same thing as me.
Oh, who copied who?
Well, now that you've told us all of our tricks, we know how to be Lorenzo at any con.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm gonna cosplay Lorenzo.
I'm gonna cosplay Lorenzo. Yep, he gave me the trick. There it is.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about gatekeeping? Because that's a huge debate. It's controversial.
We'll get into that after the next question.
Lorenzo, what are you being for Brooklyn? Because I'm going to Brooklyn this year.
Okay,
I'll look for your cat.
Yeah, so Brooklyn Comic Con, I will be back this year at the new location, and I'll bring back the same two cosplays I brought last year, Deadpool and Mouse, but I might bring Ghostface. It's a big maybe. Big maybe.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry, folks, I'm gonna bounce my phone dying. Sorry, bye, guys.
Sorry, all right.
Bye. Oh, bye.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Bye, Nikki.
Nice to meet you.
See it. I was gonna say see it at C2E2, but
You did in the little chat.
So, Miles, what are your top three?
My top three. Is my audio okay? By the way, I've been messing with it for like a minute.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
You're good. You're
It,
good.
it keeps auto adjusting. Anyway, before I do my top three, I do want to shout out Lorenzo real quick because when I was fixing my audio stuff, he did say like when he got into cosplay, I was one of his inspirations. So I do want to say like dap it up, homie. That's cool. Appreciate that. Absolute love. You make fantastic stuff. I'm surprised I have not been following you for as long as I have. Because I've always seen your stuff. I just assumed I was following you, and then I saw one name. I'm like, dang, I feel bad. Follow. Um, anyway, though, I just wanted to say I appreciate you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
But my cons, I'm not too much a big convention guy. I love going to them, but in terms of money, that's where the struggle lies. And in terms of just location, I'm based in Chicago. There's not that many. There are big ones in Chicago, but in terms of traveling for conventions, it's not as uh, as reliable. But I have been to a few. So C2E2, obviously that's the heavy hitter for Chicago. I love going there. I team up with the 501st guys, all the stormtroopers. We do troops around there, meet a couple of the celebrities, meet some charity organizations. That's always fun. Star Wars Celebration, when it was in Chicago, I was able to go to that one. Pretty sure someone said that they were at that one. I was there too, but we wouldn't
me.
have known. Yeah, I figured it was you. There was no way we could have. It was massive. But I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. It's actually like my favorite franchise. So being at a Star Wars specific convention was like euphoria. It's amazing. And as we mentioned earlier, all of the inside jokes. You're in a place where everyone understands you, and you're never in a place like that. So it really is just a weekend where you feel so welcomed. And I was way younger back then, so that was fun. But my favorite convention, and it's actually not that popular of a pick, is Fan Expo Chicago. The reason that one's my favorite is for two reasons. Number one, it's more of a fan run event. It's not really it is pretty organized, but it's not an organization. It's a fan run event. It's by fans for fans. It's all that stuff. But at the last Fan Expo I went to, I was invited to speak at them. So at one of the panels, they gave me two panels to speak. One of them was about starting content creation, and another was about getting over the fear of starting cosplay. Because as we all know, there is that fear of starting it, of like the doubt, the anxiety, the judgment that you may and probably do face. So I was given that privilege and opportunity, and it was probably the best moment of my cosplay career so far, being able to speak to people and just talk to them. It was like a situation like this where you're just talking to other cosplayers and giving insight, getting insight. But yeah, that would probably be my list is Star Wars Celebration, then C2E2, then Fan Expo. Just because that's a little more of a homey event.
Nice.
Silence is golden.
All right, Miss T.
I think we put it out like at C2E2. We're in the 501st booth, like changing out of our costumes, and like I didn't even realize it was you because I've never seen your actual face. So.
Well, here's the thing: is no one has, except the 501st guys, because I trust the 501st guys. They give me a booth to change. That's my safe space. So no one on the convention floor sees it. No one online sees it. But if I'm in that convention booth and I'm changing suits, I'm normally pretty quick, but there may be a quick glimpse here and there.
Yeah, I'm like, there you go. I was there, I had my helmet off, standing next to you, no idea.
Well, that means I did my job pretty well until now, where I just revealed it.
Nice. Petite, you're frozen, but yeah, we can still hear you.
Man, I don't know what's going on. I tried and tried.
You got into cosplay for nothing.
Yeah, I feel so.
Because last episode, there was a particular girl that was in cosplay and it went through the same exact situation as you.
Yeah.
So it's become
There's always one. There's an Ugo in every episode.
It's become a running gag. So the next episode, there's gonna be one person that's gonna be frozen out of the group chat.
No, why did I guess people hate on the.
Are you using your PC or laptop, or what are you using?
Laptop, gaming PC. Well, gaming laptop, sorry. But I mean, I don't know. I've tried it over and over, and it just does not want to work. It hates hobbits like me.
Maybe in your laptop settings, maybe you have to allow permissions.
I did allow permissions. Honestly, I'm not very tech savvy, but I want to actually stream on Twitch. But
try your phone, maybe. Oh, you're streaming though. Okay.
I think
I mean,
Blackfire messed up your computer.
all right. Well, when it comes to cons, I haven't been to a lot compared to everyone else. I actually haven't really gone out of state. So Florida, it's the. Actually, okay, my favorite con until now. I mean, until like the last time I went there, which was December, was Hallmat. I don't know if you guys heard about what happened. Yeah, and then a lot of other stuff happened.
I don't know what happened.
We'll save it for
Let's
later.
get into the tea. Let's get into it.
Let's
Piping
be
hot.
Basically, there's this thing called the game, which is at a lot of big cons. So just to have guys, keep your just be careful. Do not accept any drinks, not even the water stations, because a lot of people got roofied. To say that.
Man, why do people gotta ruin conventions like that? That's no fun.
I just say I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but it's a game about body count. That's all I'm gonna say. And I was actually about to drink for the water station. It was empty, so that was just like a blessing in disguise.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I'm petite. That was not a blessing in disguise. That was a full blown blessing. Period. End of sentence.
That's not a disguise at all.
Yeah, because that was
From what I was seeing from I think it was Comic Black Booker, was that Hallmat, the actual con itself, were kind of denying the whole allegation thing, and there were some
I don't want to get it too.
Oh, go ahead, spill the tea.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Please don't get me canceled, guys. But
wait. Isn't this what the next week's episode is about?
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that in the next week's episode. We'll put you on.
If you want to be on next week's episode, I'm not a part because I wasn't there, but we're gonna have some people that are gonna be talking.
Maybe you'll.
Oh really? Oh wow. Hopefully I'm not frozen again.
Will work next time.
Like, is there any website who's talking about that?
Okay, we'll do it next episode.
Okay.
I'll put you in. Yeah.
But I've always wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm gonna go for the first time MetroCon. So I'm gonna say that's I'm just gonna hope for the best and say that's gonna be my next favorite con because I've always wanted to go to that one. I've heard so many amazing things about it. And I guess a sweet spot would be, I love Otaku Fest. Honestly, it's just the vibe, but now they changed venues. So now it's at Miami Beach Convention Center, which the traffic is, it's a nightmare. But honestly, I just loved it from the very beginning. Hallmat, it's at least, until this year, it was great. It was, Christmas. If you love Christmas, you're gonna love it. There was like Christmas trees at every turn you take, and it's beautiful.
So beautiful.
And so many people doing Christmas variations of their characters. It was a lot of fun.
I actually got featured in a couple of videos, and I was just like, "Whoa, what? That's me? No, I look like a gremlin." What you talking about?
Holiday gremlin. That's an elf.
Holiday.
Yeah, so those are I want to say I want to go to those two other cons. I don't know about Hallmat, but we'll talk about that later.
San Diego is another one that's on my list that I want to go to. Ever since I heard that it was in California, other than because it was Comic-Con, and then they had the announcement for San Diego, and I was like, what? And that's where like all like the bigger actors went because
Yes.
it's down in California. And I was like, dang,
I've
missing
got a
out.
question. I've got a question for San Diego. Since we're in Canada, is it as hard as it is to go to as they made it seem in The Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
I haven't seen
Yes,
it,
it
but
is.
Yes.
the tickets sell out like
Crazy,
oh wait, I
right?
can't even snap. Why? There you go.
That may actually be one of the most accurate TV scenes of all time of how quickly they go out of
Yes.
sale. If you're an hour late, you're done. You can only get from scalpers.
Hmm.
I mean,
And then
Homa
if you-
is sold out in like 2 minutes. I'm not kidding.
Yep, that's accurate.
Insane
And
to me.
for San Diego, if you don't know anyone who actually has a booth or like has any contact, you can't go in. Like it's crazy.
And the waiting list for a booth is insane. I think they told me about 3 years or something like that.
What?
It's multiple years. It's multiple years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
That's
crazy.
insane. I had no idea.
It's
At
crazy.
that point, is it even worth it to have a booth? I'm gonna forget what I was gonna make my booth about.
It'd be easier to get a job at the cleaning crew for the facility and get in that way.
Right.
Hey, wait, maybe he just cracked the code. That's the way to do it.
There we go. You show up, you have a jumpsuit on, you walk in, you got a trash can with you, you pull out your cosplay out of the trash can, put it on, boom, you're in the con.
You show up with
Well,
just
they
an orange vest
cosplay
and a clipboard,
volunteers.
you can get in.
That's like Ocean's 11 type stuff.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Was actually Snowhawk basically is the Danny Ocean of this group right now. He's just like, this is what we're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and actually we're gonna put this plan together.
I'm in.
Dom's boss, and we're going to drive to San Diego. And we're going to be crafting the whole way, and when we get there,
We need two
Maybe?
people in cosplay to distract the guards, the other three with orange vests to run through, one with the clipboard to distract the other guy. Then you run and grab the trash can that we've already stationed. Dom has our cosplays in the trash can. Instant change, and you're good.
there we go.
You know, like the in America's Got Talent where they have those quick change like performances. That's gonna be us. We'll have like a curtain.
We have to have a laminating machine to print out badges, or bring old badges and print stickers for the new thing.
You know, do any of you guys watch Rick and Morty?
Yep.
Yeah.
So my first thought when Snowhawk was saying that was like, son of a bitch, I'm in.
Someone who works at the con is in the chat, and we're just incriminating ourselves right now.
Here's the great thing is actually they know what all of us look like except you.
There's a reason I've been listening the whole time.
Look, no, we're cosplayers. We can easily disguise.
Right.
That's a good point.
That is true.
I changed my makeup, but they won't know me. Once I have a
We
wig on and
change how we
everything.
look every day for a living. You really think we can't sneak in? We'll try. We'll do every cosplay we can until we fail.
We can shapeshift into whatever we want.
Like as kids, you
I'll
used to
just
change
walk
Halloween
in.
costumes to get the same house as candy.
I think
As adults, we do this.
Shinobi and Wallace would get in the con before the plans were even drafted. We got the two speedsters over here.
Except for when Shinobi runs through one of the ticket takers and they explode into a bucket of blood.
This is supposed to be H-Man. That's not my emoji.
Wait, someone says I want to hear everyone's Goofy impression.
Oh no, we don't want to make. We don't want to.
Wake me up!
No, God!
Wake me up inside!
Save
me!
I love the fact that nobody hesitated to do that. Not a single person even hesitated.
Literally, Goofy is my favorite Disney character. So they're just like,
everybody just had a Goofy impression on hand waiting. It's like, I hope to God someone asks me to do Goofy today. I'm waiting on this. I've been banking on my
The
Goofy.
movie is popping.
My old laugh is my Goofy impression.
Oh yeah, God.
Oh man, why is somebody talking about Minnie Mouse right now?
I think that was Mickey.
No, that was Minnie. I'm so sorry.
Mickey cosplay.
I love Pete though.
See, the fact that your camera is off means that I can imagine it so well. You can just picture any character and it works.
Wait, someone said group Donald Duck singing simple. What is simple? Simple and clean?
It's from.
Oh, that's Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, I don't know it.
Go away. It was really beautiful.
Take it.
Baby.
I've never seen one shadow cosplay all at once.
Genuinely scared right now.
That one shadow has so much power.
Smoke! Shout out to Smoke. I call Smoke the goat.
Smoke.
That's the goat right there.
Smoke's gonna be on the first, I think the second episode of February, right, Chris?
Yeah, my man Smoke.
It's it.
Smoke. All right, Turquoise. We don't want to forget Turquoise. Go ahead.
Turquoise.
Hi. So, I mean, it would have been fine because I don't have a favorite convention. I live in Detroit, so I have to go to Youmacon by default.
By default.
What's wrong with Youmacon?
This is why we need a magic con bus.
You're a bridge away.
I don't know what to say about Youmacon. I know I want to go to Canada one day and go over there because it is right there. But we have Youmacon, we had Shudokon, that's going. I've been to Dokido and Grand Rapids something. It was an anime convention, and then I've also been to Michigan Comic-Con. I guess Youmacon would be my favorite because it's more anime oriented, and obviously I'm more of an anime cosplaying character person thing. I did Velma, but that's about it. So
Same.
Nice.
Yeah. Same, actually.
Yeah, we got 3 questions in, and we're already an hour and 36 minutes in. 2 questions.
It's going great.
So Petite, you mentioned something, and I think we should touch on it for a brief second. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's controversial. I don't really. I wouldn't say controversial. I know where I stand on the whole gatekeeping thing about cosplays. I think it's ridiculous.
Gatekeeping, as in like you can't cosplay that because I do.
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
What does that mean?
It's a lot of
is
different ways. It's a form of gatekeeping when people try to impose like rules or standards. Like everyone's not a great builder. Everyone can't.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, they're cosplaying the same thing I am cosplaying. How dare they? Like I'm
That's
the one.
Great. Dap them up. Now you have a friend.
Right.
Exactly. I go to a convention and I meet another scout trooper. You have the crispest high five that guy will get. If I meet another Spider-Man, it's all about the point. We always do the point.
Yes, that's perfect.
Exactly.
I've been in a Spider-Man point where there's like 43 Spider-Man all pointing at each other. But that's
I've seen one where
who's gonna be that one guy? Who's gonna be that guy? Is like, nah, this is my character. You can leave. Bye.
For real. Honestly, I just don't understand the whole point of I'm famous for cosplaying this person. Congratulations, but so are a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Well, is there anyone
it's also
who
not even
actually
about
had that
fame.
situation?
I mean, some people like I had someone say that like, it is like I don't know why, like I was being put in the spot like, are they gonna cosplay I don't know, Marine from my Dress Up Darling? And I was super happy. I was like, yay, another Marine! We can do videos or photos. And there was gonna be a GojoCon. And like this person thought like, is it gonna be bad that I'm gonna cosplay Marine? I'm like, no, girl, go for it. I'm not gonna gatekeep.
I've had a situation where my audience tried to gatekeep for me, and it's a very weird situation where obviously I do Spider-Man a lot, and if I try to do another character, I get a good amount of support, but there's those 1 or 2 commenters like, nah dude, you have to stick to Spider-Man, or you should only do Spider-Man. I'm like, no, I don't really want to do
whoever
that.
you want.
Yeah.
Like, I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite character. He'll always be my favorite cosplay, no matter which iteration it is. Miles, Peter, Hobby, Miguel, no matter which iteration. I love being the Spider-Man dude. But I want to do other things too. And on the flip side, don't tell any other
Yeah.
Spider-Man cosplayer like you're not as good as him. Man, he's great. Like, stop with the comparisons. It's ridiculous.
The whole comparison thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, again, like it's the audience who gatekeeps. Like they think they're gatekeeping on my behalf. Like, oh, he's better. I didn't say I was, and he didn't say he was competing. Like, I'm in his comments supporting him. You should be too. Like, it's ridiculous when people try to gatekeep on behalf of cosplayers, because then you're caught in drama, and no one likes that.
I do have a situation where that happened to me. So I
at least feel better. It's not.
Hold on. Can I say something? Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Shut your mouth, Smoke. Shut your mouth, Smoke. You are the goat. You are the goat. I'm trying to be like you, bro.
I'm not trying to gatekeep when I say Smoke is the goat. Either. I like that. That's just.
I don't even
You
know
the
Smoke,
goat.
but I know Smoke is the goat.
I have to meet Smoke.
But
Shinobi,
I was
what were you saying?
cosplaying Spider Joker. So
that's
I had this
cool.
idea, right? And I was like, oh, how do I get this? How do I get someone to make this suit or whatever? So I was searching. I found this guy, Super Geek Designs. He had the suit. I bought the suit. I started wearing the suit, and like this person's. I found out another person had the suit, the same exact suit from Super Geek Designs, like 6 months before I had it. And but when I finally saw it, I said, "Oh, dude, this is dope." I was commenting on his thing like, "This is dope." And then some of his friends coming to me like, "You stole this from my friend," blah blah blah. We went through a whole thing, and I was like, "Yo, what? Like, why can't we both just enjoy this character?" Like,
true.
And then so like years later, this is literally years later, at Home Mat, not last year, but the year before last, I go to Home Mat, and I got invited to this group, to this boys group. So I'm dressed, walking around, I'm hanging out with them as A-Train. We go to lunch. At lunch, like someone said something, and I was like, "Oh, what is your name?" He's like, I was like, "You're the asshole that came at me about that Spider Joker suit." And so,
oh, I remember you.
Yo,
I got
so
the screenshots.
We had this whole like we hashed everything out, but I was like, "Yo, why are you coming at me like that?" And his wife also came at me, who was a part of it. Wow. Yo, this is hilarious. And then,
my God.
And then the actual Spider Joker cosplayer was like sitting next to me. So we like it was just one of those moments. I was like, yeah, this is it. Can we all acknowledge how stupid this whole thing was and how we all could have been friends and like literally we sitting there all enjoying lunch together when all this came when I found out.
I find that part of the fandom, it becomes toxic because actually, like I said, like all joking aside, like when we like Smoke commenting and stuff like that, I absolutely like Smoke. To me is like god tier cosplay, and I love that man. That man is like his cosplays are fire. So it's funny when people have that kind of gatekeeping kind of mentality. I will tell you that I had actually the opposite happen to me. And I feel like even to this day, it is one of the biggest compliments I've ever had. Like a couple of years ago, I decided to do a mashup of Wolverine and Luke Cage because I was just like, that seems like something that'll work out. Luke Cage has unbreakable skin. You got Wolverine with unbreakable bones. And I was just like, that seems like a good marriage. And I had another cosplayer reach out to me that was just like, this sort of mashup is so fucking fire. I want to do it as well. And he sent me pictures of himself cosplaying it. And I was like, holy, that's amazing. Like, I would never have thought that anybody would have been like, oh, that mashup, I want to go ahead and do it because I saw you do it. I was just like, dude, you want to do that? Heck yes. Right? Absolutely, man.
Especially the crossovers.
Yeah.
Like the crossovers, like people kind of like gatekeep it. It's like, oh, I created this, but no, I mean,
please.
Yeah,
no, like, these are all intellectual properties that other people. Guess what? Unless your name is Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, George Lucas. If your name is none of those, you didn't create any of this stuff.
For sure.
I was about to say,
Mhm.
like, you're not making money off the character while you care so much. Like, mind your business. If you don't
want to
like
know
it.
what's
And
hilarious
then
about that?
Antagony in this chat also pointed out gatekeeping based on like color or race or
Yeah.
weight or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah.
example, like okay, for your Spider-Man, for example, you mentioned gatekeeping. Do you think people will feel a certain way, like if they're not the perfect body type? I mean, race wouldn't matter because you wouldn't see anyways. But you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like Spidey cosplayers would gatekeep and be like, "No, you don't fit into this. You're not fit enough, or you're not. You know what I mean? You're not tall enough. Or you're not,
That's
you know,
what make that what you don't want everyone to look the same. That's what makes it
Thank
great. is
you.
that everyone
I
you
found
see
the
these
tall
different
one.
interpretations. Like
Yeah. So
that's what
I
makes
think
it
that's
cool.
kind of what the question the person was asking.
Mhm.
Yeah, I touched on this on the last episode. Sorry, you go.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say
Like
if you
3
want the exact character cutout from your printer, print it out of multiple pieces, paste it together, and there you have your perfect character. Okay, because we're human. All right. 2D and
Yes.
human are completely, different things. So people need to get
It's
over
always
themselves
so
and get their
strange to
heads
me
off their
when
ass.
people try to gate like you can't be this cosplay because you're not this shape, size, color. Like the whole point of cosplay
It's having fun.
to abandon those things of I'm restricted in this particular class of age, gender, weight, race. Like the whole reason people cosplay is because I'm this, but this allows me to become this. This allows me to embrace this character. I
A
love that
form
character
of
because they taught me
expression
a
and
lesson,
freedom.
so I'm going to be that character. It doesn't matter if I'm the different gender, if I'm a different race, if I'm a different size, height, weight, shape, doesn't matter. That character means something to me, so I want to embrace that because I love the character. And if people say that you can't do that, those are the worst kinds of people to be in that community. I
But
think the
it must
community should be
hurt,
open and
Miles.
welcoming to everyone. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, but it must hurt when you hear it for the first time that you're not the right race, gender,
absolutely.
or physique.
Like me,
It hurts, and then
I
you
can't.
don't know if you want to continue on the path that
Oh,
you started, or
absolutely.
you
I
just
mean,
want to. I understand.
I can't speak for others, but I can speak from my own experience. My first official Spider-Man cosplay, I did a homemade suit as everyone did, but I did cosplay Miles Morales. And when I was a bit of a smaller, newer into the community, the only thing I heard was I couldn't cosplay that character. And had I listened to those comments, I wouldn't have done anything else beyond that. And I constantly see
That's
other
messed up.
cosplayers. I see these other cosplayers, and they're DMing me. They're saying, "Hey man, I love your suit, but I'm not really the quote unquote Spider-Man shape. Do you think I can wear it?" And immediately I'm like, yes, you can wear it. And if anyone gives you hate, I'll defend you because you shouldn't be getting that hate. The fact that people are so judgmental to such a freeing and expressive form of creativity, it irks me to a different extent. Like,
Yeah, because I wanted to say,
I'm getting, dude, I'm getting heated. I'm under the mask. I can't breathe.
I'll paint a scenario.
ready.
I'll paint a scenario for you. For like at a con, I feel like it's more less controlled. But for let's say a photo shoot, you were putting together an X-Men photo shoot, and you were spearheading this photo shoot, and you wanted the characters to look a certain way. How would you go about doing that without? I try to be inclusive
Depends
as
on
well.
it depends on the parameters of what you're going for. If you're going for screen accuracy, obviously there's a level of screen accuracy for unmasked characters that you would need to hit. But if you're just going for like, hey, I want an X-Men shoot and I need a Cyclops, and there's a Cyclops who doesn't fit like the screen accurate portrayal, but you love their suit, absolutely join the crew. Like I've done cosplays with other characters who don't fit the quote unquote parameters. It doesn't bother me at all. Anyone else care to weigh in on that? I kind of took the charge on that one.
And I will say actually this: the only time I think gatekeeping is acceptable is if anybody else tries to cosplay Lorenzo. That's not me with my Spider-Man and my cat backpack. Anybody else, shut it down. Shut it down.
Add something to this.
I'm gonna wear a mask and show up with the little cat, and I'm gonna say I'm Lorenzo. I'm gonna tag him in all my stories. Be like, I'm him, guys. come dap up. I'm
We're all gonna go to
I
Wrecking
want to ask.
Tell me
I
I'm
want to
not.
ask DC.
There's
I want to
no
ask
way to
DCW.
confirm I'm not.
DCW.
I wanted
Do you
to
think
ask
like
something.
do you think the build competitions are a form of gatekeeping as well?
No. And I love to defend this because it's a craftsmanship competition. You're competing really against yourself, not so much against the other people, because you get prejudged. A lot of them, either if you can sign up there, or if you have to be accepted ahead of time, if you have to apply and then be accepted, you go there. It's only you and the judges in the room, and like they ask you either have the skill and the technique down or you don't. Like, and they look at what you've done, how you've presented it, and then like walking across the stage, unless it's like a skit, like contest is mostly decided, like 90% decided already. Unless you have like some really awesome stage presence that could influence it. I mean, no one's forcing you to sign up for the contest. Like it's and it is what it is. Like I like to build stuff. I like to challenge myself and keep growing skills. There's a lot of people that I have competed against. Like they're even further. The person who she ended up winning like the global title at the Crown last year. Nerds Gone Mild.
Nerds Gone Mild.
She like watching all of her stuff like just makes me want to do more. Like and like I keep doing more and more. And so I don't think not allowing like a store-bought cosplay, like you got a whatever from Amazon, like you didn't make it, so you can't be judged on it, like because it's about what you've made. And I mean, if I don't know,
and there's
so go ahead.
Sorry, I just as you stated, there's different levels and competitions. Some are like judges or how you present yourself, like skits. So there's a bunch of other contests that you can join. It's not just crafting.
And I don't know, and for me, I don't think actually it's the same thing, because I think actually, to DCW's point, you're walking into a room where there are people who their specific role is to look at the craftsmanship, to see how did you build this, how did you seam this, how did you put this together. So it's not the same as gatekeeping. If you're walking on a convention floor and somebody says to you, hey man, because this is common. The common thing is when people are like, when it comes to color, oh, you're the black Superman. Oh, you're the black Batman. No. I'm Batman, and periods to the end of the sentence. And so that's where the gatekeeping comes in. Sometimes it's a little bit more passive aggressive. Sometimes it's more like, oh, you don't have this shape, or you're this tall, or you're this old, and stuff like that. And sometimes it's just a case where you just say, listen, man, don't let anybody else take what gives you joy out of your life. If this gives you joy and you want to go ahead, there's a cosplayer out there who I absolutely love. His name is Walt Oliver, and he's an older gentleman. He cosplays. He's still cosplaying. And that dude, every time I see him cosplay something new, I'm like, yes, do more.
I know him. I actually know Walt Oliver because I wanted to piggyback off on what a lot of you guys stated about gatekeeping. There's people that always attack cosplayers dealing with age. There's people that attack cosplayers because of race. There's people that attack cosplayers because of their gender. You made a point really clear. I'm not Black Superman. No, I am Superman. There is a black variant of Superman, but if I'm wearing a Henry Cavill suit and I happen to be a black man, no, I'm not Black Superman. I'm Superman. No, I'm not Peter Parker. If somebody says like, oh, you're not Peter Parker. No, I am Peter Parker, because I had that issues too. It's kind of like with Anakin Monkey, but in reverse with me, where I do cosplays as Peter Parker, and people would be like, oh, but you're Miles Morales. Like, no, I'm being Peter today. I'm not being Miles Morales. I'm dressed up as Peter Parker. Or I will share like shoots of me and MJ. And my MJ happens to be, a black girl. Where's the red hair? This is her take on MJ. This is not your typical.
Okay, I love that you said
this
that.
is not your typical MJ. So we need to use words like variants, spider sona, our versions. This is not I am him, I am her. No, this is my version of him. This is my version of her.
We need to accept diversity because people
Yes,
come
we
in
do.
all shapes, sizes. You know, we aged. We're not
Yeah.
okay. We're not like the hourglass shape of with like.
seems
Okay, I'm gonna
like-
say One Piece, like like
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that
I'm not the
actually.
same
Coke
as a
bottle.
cartoon. I
Yeah,
apologize. I don't have the physique of this cartoon character that was drawn.
Yeah.
Yes, people forget that.
Yeah.
People
Your
forget that.
intestines are in your neck.
So I'm a part of.
What were you saying, Lorenzo?
No, I was saying people forget that the characters are fictional. You know, artists have made so many different. They made so many different versions of these characters. Artists have made certain characters. We know that was thin, fat. Some characters are thin. Some characters are dark. Some characters are light. You know, we make our own version of it. This is the reason why, as a Miles Morales cosplayer, I just came to the point where I came up by my own spider sona and I slapped my own face on my chest. I said, if you want to say I'm not Miles Morales, no, I'm Lorenzo playing Miles Morales. Like,
That's
you
like
know.
that. And I can relate to that because I cosplay a lot of characters I simply am never going to look like. I'm not going to be Junko. I'm definitely not going to be Miku. Hell, she's 16. I'm about 26. So that being said, I had somebody come up to me like, your Junko wig is like the wrong color. And I'm like, I'm not wearing a hot pink. First off, I'm not wearing a hot pink wig. I'm gonna wear a wig that suits me and my skin tone because that's I feel comfortable. But I mean, yeah, some people are bold with it.
I just don't understand that level of misery. How miserable must you be that you got to walk up to somebody and be like, "Yo, your wig ain't right." Like, how miserable must you be?
I have
You know what, Dom? That is a question we've asked for years. And
But
no one
is that
knows.
coming mainly from the general public or is that from fellow cosplayers?
So I wanted to
This
say
was literally a random dude.
We all started.
It was a man.
Yeah, I don't think
in
the
person.
general public is much aware of the the
For
cosplay.
me, it was a fellow cosplayer. It wasn't even like walking up.
That's the worst.
I knew the person, and I'm not gonna mention them because it's not important. But basically, I walked up to where my one of my former friends was talking to another person they had met, and they were at the table. They were eating, so I was just like, I might as well say hi. And then I noticed that there's someone else that recognized me. They're like, "Oh, you're Miss Petit, whatever cosplay." I was like, "Yeah, hey, what's up?" And they looked me up and down. I swear, it was like they just basically scanned me, and they said, "No offense, but
That's
you could
never
do
a good
better."
intro.
Yeah.
Oh my
And I was like, "Why? You're gonna
No
do
offense.
No offense. I'm gonna completely offend you.
Yeah, and I was Momo Yaowazu from My Hero Academia, and I was using. I had literally gotten to the con right after dropping off my older brother at the airport, and I was like, basically like the whole Magic Con bus, where like I was getting into cosplay while in the car, and like I used my own hair, which was really long at that time, and I did the best I could, and I just like arrived as soon as I could because everyone was there, my whole group was there, and my friend said I looked okay, but
Like that person must have a big ego to say that to you.
Dude, so like the thing
Or
is,
the opposite, or they have no self-esteem because they have to point out stuff in somebody else.
Apparently,
That's
this
my
person
advice
has
to
done
you.
a lot to a lot of other cosplayers. So I found out that later.
What are you doing? Checking off a list? Like, how many cosplayers can I?
I have advice. I have advice to you.
Somebody
This is
give
what I
me it.
tell people. I tell people this. If you are going to critique and say something about us and what we do, and especially if you don't do anything concerning this, I want to see you make a better suit. I want to see you do step in my shoes for one day. Come to me with in a convention for like 5 or 6 hours. I want to see you do what I do. If you can't survive a couple of minutes or an hour, you have nothing to say concerning us.
Yes.
I'll do one better, Lorenzo. This is my advice. This is what I'll do. I look them straight in the face and I laugh and laugh and laugh and then walk away. Then I come back. Then I stop. I come back, look them again, dead in the face, dead in the face, and then I laugh again and then walk away.
I'm so, especially like back then, I was so shy. So I was just like awkward laugh, like, oh, what do you mean? You know, it's like, oh.
Dude, it's so strange too, because like how we were talking earlier. Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want to step on your point there. How we were talking earlier of a cosplay is never truly done. We're always working. We're always improving. We're our own worst critic. We may go to a convention with an unfinished cosplay or a cosplay that's not to the standard we want it to be, but we still want to show it off. Like, I'm aware it could be better. I'm aware I could add things to it. I could change things. I could alter and improve things, as every cosplayer does. But it is not your job to tell me that. I'm over here just showing you my cosplay. You're allowed to say, hey, I love this, but have you considered using this instead of this? Have you considered using Bondo instead of super glue? Like, have you considered doing this? Help me out. Constructively criticize me. But don't say, nah, you ain't tall enough, dog. Okay.
No, what really grinds my gears, and I've had that happen a lot, even when it's like a compliment, but it's a backhanded compliment. Kind of like when you're like, oh, you know, I'm Starfire right now. You guys can't see me, but it's like someone came up to me. A lot of people have come up to me. They're like, oh wow, you're the best Starfire I've seen in all like the whole convention. And I'm just like looking at them like, oh, thank you. Like, you know, why are you like putting other cosplayers down?
Yeah,
like I appreciate it.
Good comparison.
Yeah, don't compare other cosplayers. Like, just say, "Oh my God, your Starfire is amazing." I'd rather hear that.
Sometimes there is a hard point when you're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden it slips out. It's like, you know, oh no, wait a minute, I shouldn't say that. Like, if you did this, it would look better. I remember the first time I had my first Captain America suit. I dropped $400 on a black sheep leather suit. I show up at a con, and another cosplayer come up to me and says, you know, if you want to take it to the next level, you need to do this, this, and this. It's like, I just shelled out like $400 on this thing. I really didn't ask for your opinion. So that was one of my first.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a better way to phrase that. Like, hey man, great suit, but if you want to go this route, you could consider this. You don't have to, but hey, it's an opportunity to take. No one's forcing you to do it.
So there has been times where you look at somebody and you like, especially when it comes down to 3D printing or something like that, since that's my main medium now, and you start talking to somebody, and it's like, oh, if you try this, and it's like, oh, I'm not trying to trying not to put them down. I was trying to give them a hint or a tip, but then it's unwelcomed anyway. So then you just kind of get to the point where it's like, don't say anything, just say, looks awesome. You know, if you need
there's definitely a way to phrase it, and you should definitely phrase those things privately in the DMs. Don't be in someone's comments. Be like, "Hey, bro, do this." Nah, don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Send him a DM. And be like, "Dude, I love this suit. Have
It's
you
a time and a place.
something like this?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like I will say I feel like when you go to a con, I feel like when you go to a con, if you have something, and I want to say I'm pretty sure all of us have experienced exactly this. You have a suit or a build or something that's not exactly perfectly like you wanted. When you go to the con and you're on the floor, a lot of times, at least I'm guilty of this, where I will point it out myself, volunteer the information, saying somebody will be like, give me a compliment and be like, that looks awesome. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't see this seam here. Look at this specific one seam. And so, because we're our own worst critics. So it's the worst thing is for somebody to walk up to you and say, oh, this is crappy. And it's just like, trust me, I already know what's crappy. I'm fully aware.
I went through the work to hide all of it, man. You don't have to point it out.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's
Yeah.
ways to phrase it, like, you know, as Snowhawk Cosplay said, you know, you put in a lot of effort into that $400 cosplay. Like, instead of saying, "Hey, you know, it could have looked better" or whatever, the person could have said, "It reminds me of this site, I don't know, that sells I don't know, the Captain America suit, and I think you look amazing in it." I don't know, something different than.
Or if you got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all.
That's what I go with. That's what I say.
Say nothing at all.
Well,
people have enough anxiety and stress they're dealing with, especially going to cons. You don't need to add to that.
What do you guys?
Out earlier, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm trying, like,
Yeah,
I'm
please.
entering my first competition next week, and the reason why I'm having a hard time is
Nice,
that
nice.
thank you. I'm like trying to make sure the seams are right because, like DCW said, they're going to look at you one-on-one in that room before you go on stage. So,
well, that's something where you know what you're getting into. It's not like you're walking the floor, like how Dom said, you're walking the floor and like that seam is off. Like you're in a space where you are prepared for that.
Yeah, at least you're asking for the critiques, right?
Yeah, like not that it makes it any
To
easier
always
to
improve.
receive the critiques,
Right.
but at least you're in an area where you're expecting to hear something rather than.
Can I make a recommendation? Can I make a recommendation now for everybody? If you ever find yourself, maybe actually this might be something to invest in. Invest in a business card that has your Venmo, your PayPal, all that other stuff. And every time somebody wants to give you unsolicited advice, you give them your Venmo or your PayPal. You say, "Here you go. Buy me my next suit." Oh, you don't have that money? Shut the fuck up, then.
right, buy me some
Can you
sewing
refund the
classes.
fabric that I buy?
If they ain't paying you bills, pay them no mind.
Reminds
Here's
me
my
of the.
Venmo.
Reminds me of those girls that like have the step. I'll step on you for like $5 type of thing.
Oh god.
Oh, that's weird. That's
Just
weird. I mean,
yeah.
kind of looping it
I've
back
seen
to
somebody
like,
do it for free.
Someone said it earlier. There's a time and a place for like the critiques. DCW probably knows this just as well as I do. With the 501st, in those 501st booths, you are relying on everyone else to tell you where your armor is falling off, where your boot is not accurate, where your cummerbund is not lined up. You're relying on them to tell you that and fix it for you and with you.
That's good.
That's why I love that little tent, because I know my suit is not going to look perfect if I put it on myself. I need someone to strap my diaper on for me and clip my armor in the back. Like, you need
I
someone
need
to do
help
that.
all the time with all my cosplays, just to
get
pin
that,
anything
you get
in the
that zipper. I can't
Yep.
zipper. You gotta damn muscle.
But imagine how hard it is with an actual spandex suit, and you got somebody like DCW with a full armor. You know,
Dude,
you can't expect.
I've worn both. I've worn spider suits that are impossible to get out of, and armor that's impossible to get into. Not even at DC's level. DC's armor is insane.
Honestly, you need to be like a contortionist to be a cosplayer.
You're not wrong.
I want to throw it out about the Legion. The Legion is kind of notorious. It's definitely not everyone, but like there's a reputation that like, because some people will like tell others like, oh, like his foam is a very popular medium to build stuff, but like if you wanted to get accepted, you're gonna need like a rigid armor.
The requirements for approval, you need the vacuum form instead of 3D print. One of my buddies, Joe, does the heavy Mando. He's been fighting for months on the shin armor. But again, that's a situation where you know what you're getting into, trying to get approval.
Right. No one's forcing you to join, and I mean, not everyone wants to join. It's there's a lot of barriers to it, like financially, like
financially,
Trooper armor is a lot. Like, but
it took me years to build my scout, just from years of sourcing and funding, because I'm a broke college kid. I can't afford Stormtrooper armor, but I can afford $50 here, $50 there.
Doesn't take it out the fun out of the cosplay by doing this.
The 501st
What's
is like
done, no?
the 501st is they're pretty much worldwide, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do you guys think about closet cosplays when people look down on them?
I love
I love
closet
cosplays.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I'll
love
defend
cosplays.
those are the most
Honestly.
creative ones though. Is when you're
Yeah.
limited in availability, your creativity has to cover
Right?
that, and it's amazing.
I
I
think
didn't
a
even know
lot of
people really look down on them. I mean, after I see them, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Like they're just
I love the
cosplaying
creativity.
in their own like comfort in their own space,
Yeah.
and they can
Yeah.
just do whatever they want and make content. Like they make it seem fun and like
agreed.
yeah.
A lot of people started. I mean, I started off as a closet cosplayer. But people think it's like, oh, you could do better. You know, you could make it your own. But I have mental health like awareness. I'm an advocate. I struggle because I have a very unsteady hand, so I can't. For people that like they can sew, but I struggle with like my trembling hand. You know, even with like makeup and all that, it takes me hours to do it. So, uh, it's not easy to. I actually give props to everyone that makes their own cosplays because that is amazing. Honestly, that's just it's an art itself, and that takes a lot of time. It's not like from one day to another. But at the same time, some people don't have that luxury, um, and they want to express themselves whichever way they can. If they have something thrifted, that's fine.
Oops, Dom just fell. Or
I made it. I'm back. I made it. I survived.
Goes Frazier.
You know,
Yep.
actually, when I was younger, I didn't know people bought their cosplays. I thought you had to make it. Which I legit had no idea. You could just like Google like like Doki Doki cosplay and just buy it and have it shipped to you. Like that wasn't I didn't even know that was like a thing. I was like, oh, okay, so like we have to like legit like cut the fabric and everything. There's me like taking so much time where you could have just bought it. I was like, that could have been me.
Well, to be fair, the cosplay business itself has become a multi-million-dollar business now recently. It actually, in the last, I would say, 10 years, it is blown up. And actually, and the way that it's blown up, to some points, it's been on the backs of people who have created costumes. Case in point, Shinobi actually, famously, I will say, or infamously, the suit that he talked about earlier, the pictures that you'll find online of the suit being sold is of Shinobi in the suit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you're on AliExpress, aren't you?
Made it.
Oh my god.
That's like my dream to get my stuff stolen.
Not your dream. I got stolen. I'm on AliExpress for like 5 different Miles Morales crappy like suits for $20, and they stole all of my photos for it.
Wow.
They're notoriously known.
I would have to tell them, I'm like, hey, don't buy from that site because if you want the suit I'm wearing, you're not gonna get it.
Actually,
the site I actually purchased it from, and I would send them the links.
I actually
found
met someone that bought. I was like, I saw someone in the UK, and I was like, yeah, where'd you get that suit from? And he said, oh, I looked at it. I was like, yeah, it's not the same suit.
It's not even It's not just AliExpress. I actually I was looking up a Jinx wig, and the images popped up, and then for some reason an Amazon from I think it was like United Kingdom popped up, and then I was like, I was staring really hard at the screen. I was like, I recognize this cosplayer, and they were using her images. Like they didn't even crop. I mean, I think they cropped out her logo because she takes her own photos. Her watermark. There you go. And I was like, I looked it up. I like searched in another tab. I was like, okay, I know this person, and she's super like popular, and it matched. So I emailed this cosplayer. I was like, hey, they're using your photos in order to sell the Jinx cosplay, and she replied back, and she was like, yeah, they're they cropped it out, my watermark, and they're just trying to swindle people.
It's
And it
like a
was
really big issue
I mean,
of
you
like
can
big
almost take it as a
businesses.
compliment.
There are like a few other legit cosplay website I feel as well that they do get their cosplays from probably the same distributor. Because I would go on like I'm not gonna say their names, but like some bigger cosplay sites that have the same suits that you would find on AliExpress selling for like an inflated price.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So there was one, Cutie Pie Sensei.
Yep. Yep.
So she had her custom. She made her.
She made her Black Pursuit.
Black Panther.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like her own design.
Oh,
And
I've
I
seen
can't
that.
remember. I can't remember the store, what company, but they sold literally her exact design.
Wow.
See,
That's
now
so
this
messed
is where
up.
we take the topic of gatekeeping and we can actually defend it just a tick, just a tad.
Reverse.
When we said, hey, I built that, you can't do it.
Protect
You
the
could do
small
it, but
businesses.
you can't sell it. Like,
Yeah,
I made that.
Small
and she's not getting any
traders.
kickback from that, and they're making money off her image.
That's where
Off of her image.
that's not even gatekeeping. That's just like, hey, you're stealing. Don't do that. That's rude. And you're not
I
even
mean-
selling what she made. You're selling a knockoff.
That's terrible. And it's probably gonna look like a knockoff too. My experience
Well,
with a lot of those.
so here's the
clothings-
problem with that too. I'm sorry, you keep going. I don't want to.
But no, I want to hear what you have to say because I feel like we're on the same
I was a little
wavelength.
heated on that. What I was about to say is, here's the problem. Then the heat gets directed at the cosplayer who didn't approve their photos to be used. You steal my photo of my suit that I spent my money and my time to mod. You try to promote your crappy knockoff, and someone buys it. They see my photo, they match it up, and then they get mad at me for it. Like, dude, I didn't. I'm sorry, but that was not on me. That was on them.
Yeah.
And you probably could have done some research too. But I'm sorry, back to you. I do want to hear what you had to say. I was just really heated on that one.
And the stuff is sized terribly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They make the.
Exactly.
You should be because it's terrible what they do. I feel like the biggest places that sell like these pre-made cosplays, like they're so. I don't know. The sizing is usually off, and for me, I'm taller and I'm thick. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I'm not skinny. Yeah, so
we had
I
that
have to
incident.
either get it custom or I have to make it because most of the stuff's not going to fit me, and it all is coming from the same warehouse. And I found they steal from each other. That's the killer.
Yeah.
They steal from each other.
Yeah.
So
They
that's
do.
like
Can
they
I just buy
inflate the
product,
price,
please?
right?
People
So it's
stop
crazy.
doing
That and the
Where do I actually
dropshipping
buy
is really big issue. Yeah.
But going back actually to the closet cosplay thing, Petite, I will refer you back to my previous endeavor where you get a business card that basically gives them your Venmo and your PayPal, and whenever somebody says, "Hey, that cosmic cosplay is not a cosplay," you'd be like, "Here's my Venmo. Buy me the costume then." Oh, you can't? Oh, then shut the fuck up.
I actually did get heated once because I think it was like one of those NGL websites where it's like, oh, just send me an anonymous thing. But this
don't
person
ever
wasn't
do
even
those.
Anonymous. Like
Don't
they
ever do those.
Yeah,
That's
I've seen
never
it a
good.
lot, but this person was like,
Never a good idea.
no, I stopped doing that. But someone said it's like they just messaged me like directly, so they weren't hiding their who they were. So
the
they were
wrong
like,
button.
oh, you could do better. Well, again, it's like you could do better, or I expected more from you. And it was a closet cosplay of
Where
a
did you
Marie
see
Kanker. I don't know. It was just, and then I got heated, and I was like, do you cosplay by any chance? Because if you do, then you would notice that I styled the Marie Kanker wig. First of all, I got fitted the outfit, and I painted my nails red just to make it look like hers. I even decorated the whole room with sticky notes, and I even made the hat for Double D. I did, like, she had stolen Double D's hat from Ed and Eddie. I had done all of that, like, and then I had the lipstick, and I even researched like the poses so I could, get into character. So, and also the makeup. I did her makeup how she has hers. So just because it's a closet cosplay doesn't mean that you didn't put effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, you put more effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
like
have the supplies. You don't have the materials. You got to get creative. You got to break some rules.
Yeah,
the
I
rules
was
that
super
don't
happy
exist, you
about
got to break
that.
them.
Yeah, it doesn't
Well,
mean any less.
and even regardless of that, you're still valid, Petite. At the end of the day, you're still valid. What you did is still valid. It's still creativity. It's still, there's nothing about you. The fact that you went through a list of everything that you did is basically you justifying what you did. You don't have to justify a goddamn thing.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
You don't have to justify anything. You did.
You don't have to explain it at all.
If anyone ever
Exactly.
comes to you, if anyone ever comes to you with that again, just say okay and let it go, because you don't need to.
That's
justify
exactly
it.
what I've learned to
You
do.
don't owe
is-
them an
The worst
explanation.
thing you could tell someone if they criticize you is okay.
Yeah.
Just double tap
Like
them.
sometimes I'll get criticism. I don't even respond. I just block. They are not worth the time and my mental fortitude
I
to
love
even
that.
pay
I'm
attention
too
to
old
that.
for that.
Yeah, I just
Do you
feel
wanna
like
know do you want to know what the greatest
Yana.
thing to do is? The best thing to do is when you get a hate comment, literally reply with, "Thanks, man. I appreciate the love. Thanks for supporting me."
Exactly.
That's it.
Whenever my
It'll-
friends online
it'll-
say hate comments, I'll go
There's
and I'll
certain
reply.
times though. There's certain
It
times
drives
where
them
I have
crazy when
time.
you're- I've gotten comments and they're just the meanest comments you could think of, and I'm like, "Thanks for the support," and they'll literally reply back like, "I wasn't supporting you," and I'll reply back again. I'm like, "Oh, dude, thanks, I appreciate that." It drives me insane.
Whenever they get hate comments, and I'll reply. Every hate comment you get feeds the algorithm. If
Feeds
you
the
are trying to
algorithm,
pull somebody
exactly.
down, you are feeding that algorithm and giving them more exposure.
Getting
And
more
then they'll start
exposure,
replying, and
more
I'll just reply
engagement.
back with like beep boop and just add more
So,
comments.
so what you're saying basically, Gravel, is you're acting like Palpatine. Basically, you're just like, yes, yes, use your hatred.
Nah, at the end of the day, it's just not worth your energy, man.
I just felt like I needed to stick up for like the people who don't say anything, because they could say it to other cosplayers.
That's
Same
another
way.
thing is like the smaller cosplayers who are just starting, they post their first one and they get hate and they quit because of it. That's where like, all right, we should step in. We should do something. Don't hate this person, but like just support the cosplayer. I think
Yeah,
that's the
and-
decision we have to make is don't fight it with hate. Just ignore the hater and support the cosplayer instead.
I mean, I was super civil with them because I don't like fighting with anyone. I don't like
Listen here,
grudges.
bitch.
Look, here's the thing. I grew up with what we call joning, your dirty dozens, and all that. So it depends how I'm feeling on a certain day. Like every once in a while, someone
roll
will
the
comment
dice with me today. Roll the dice. I swear to God, roll the dice on me.
Somebody will hit me with
Let's see what
something.
happens.
They may say like,
I
"Oh,
don't
it's
even
B
know what I'm gonna
train,"
say.
and I'm like, "Oh, D train." I'll say, "Oh, well, Mama called me the D train and D ain't solid." And every single time they're like, "Oh, that was unnecessary." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
So
I just feel like people need to like something needs to be said because then they think it's
Advocate
okay.
for that person, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I know it happened to other people, other cosplayers, and why are you doing this? Like you have
I
so
think
much time on your hands.
It's important to create a welcoming community of positivity, like just on your own. So if there's a young cosplayer or a new cosplayer who's getting hate, they can just go to your page and know it's a welcoming, positive place, so that they know, like, as much hate as this person's giving me, there's another side. There's another side of this fandom. There is another side full of love that I should be focusing on rather than the hate. Because honestly, as much as I love roasting haters and I love seeing other cosplayers stand up for it, it's an entertaining thing. I could probably watch it for hours. At the end of the day, fighting hate with just snarky comments, it's entertaining, and it might shut down that hater. But building up positivity is so much more, not only just like cathartic, but helpful too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to create like a negative environment. Like that's
Like
not.
you don't want to have a
Mhm.
shooting range in someone's comments. If someone posts a photo and you're fighting someone in their comments, I've had people fight in my comments. I'm like, dude, what are you fighting about?
Yeah.
Feeding the fire.
This did not warrant anything. Why are you fighting each other? I'm not even part of this conversation.
Like at least for me, it was through a DM. So I mean, I was
That's a
honestly,
little
I
better, yeah.
respected. I was very respectful. I don't like cursing at people, cussing them out. I just stated what I thought was like I was proud of, and what I had like worked on. And then after that, I just like dropped it. The person didn't even reply. Just basically I shut them up because it's they don't even cosplay themselves. That's the funny part.
Exactly.
Not everybody is an artist,
I
but
mean,
everybody
but
is
the
a critic.
thing is, I mean, I commend you guys for like handling it so positively. Me, I get triggered easily because I was bullied growing up, and so I came into the cosplay
Same.
community thinking it was going to be a safe
was I.
space.
There's
And
bullying everywhere.
unfortunately, it's so far from it. And you're 100% right. It is everywhere. And everywhere you go, it's always going to be people who have a problem with you. They're always going to have something negative to say about you. And it is all about how you handle it. And you have a choice whether or not you take it to heart or not. So I believe that full-heartedly. But honestly, I don't get a lot of engagement because, like I said, I have a lot of things going on at once. But it really breaks my heart when I only get negative things. And I understand it does feed the algorithm, but it's soul crushing because it takes time, it takes money. Sometimes it takes
another
blood.
thing.
I've stabbed myself a lot. So I
we've
mean,
we've all had the hot glue burn and the pin stain. We've all
Well,
had them.
I will say, I'll double down again on this fact is that turquoise is that ultimately at the end of the day, whatever hate they have, just take this as some solace. Even though I know it doesn't take the sting away. Ultimately, whatever that person feels that they have to put that negativity out there, it's almost like a cup that's overflowing. They have to put that negativity. They have so much inside of them that they have to put it out to somebody else. That's just the way it is. If you're a positive person and you actually exude positivity, that's what you're going to exude. That's what you're going to sort of put out into the world. When you feel miserable at yourself, you have a better way. You're better at projecting that, at being just like, I'm just going to give negativity to somebody else. So please know that problem is not you. That problem is them. That's how small that person is that they can't deal
That's
with
kind of what
their.
Oh, no, you finish,
Their
I'm sorry.
comments and their actions are more a reflection of them than it is
Yes.
on you.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. Of instead of responding with bitterness and hate, building a community of positivity. Because if you look at that person, what Dom said is that is them. They're exuding their insecurities, their hatred. If you focus on building positivity, that's you. When people look at them, they see hatred. They look at you, they see the light. And on the off chance, on the very rare chance, and it's happened before because I have examples of it, that one hater realizes, dang, maybe I was the dick there. And then they join your community of positivity and realize there's another way to do this. There's another world to this. I don't have to be an asshole. That's far and few between. That very rarely happens. Bitter people will almost always choose to stay bitter, but there is a choice, like the Spider-Man mantra of we always have a choice. They have a choice to be hatred and bitter. I have a choice to be positive and spread good vibes. I'm going to make that choice and hope that one day maybe you see that. If you don't, that's fine. I'll dap you up, wish you well. Eventually, one day you'll figure it out.
In the end, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just wanted to say one more thing. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to say one more thing because I'm about to get ready to go because I'm technically at work. So I got to get ready to
I was about to say, we're about to cut this anyway. So before we go, though, I'm gonna let you speak, but I want everyone to plug their socials where people can follow you and find you at.
Yes. Last thing I want to say on this topic with you guys is that, as Anakin even mentioned, you're sometimes put in a position where you have a choice. You could be a dick, you could be an asshole, or you could be that bigger person, that positive person that speaks on positivity and only positivity. I'm like that with my page. I try to make a safe space for everybody in the cosplay community, especially since I'm fairly new here. I'm aware of the toxicity with the cosplay community. I'm very vocal with the toxicity in the cosplay community. I have no filter when it comes to it, but I do it in a respectful and positive way. And you have to be mindful of what you say to other people because you don't know what's going on in their head. You belittling that person could completely ruin their day. And that's why whether you're, I hate using this term, low tier or top tier or whatever, I compliment everybody because there's always something special with somebody with their costumes, whether it's somebody that purchased something, somebody made something. I'm a guy that's a buyer. And there's people that sews, there's people that craft, there's people that make things. I love that type of stuff. And I give props to you guys that create items because it inspires me. And, there are times where I'll make little things here and there. Maybe not as great as you guys, but I give myself a pat on the back because, it's better than, telling somebody, oh, you can't do this, or you could have did better with that or whatever, There's constructive criticism and there's destructive criticism. And a lot of people get that mixed up and they think that they're helping you and they're just belittling you. And that says a lot about them. That says a lot about themselves. So that's basically what I have to say about that.
I'm glad you brought that up because one of the most least favorite things I've ever been told is you can't do that. And my immediate reaction is you're gonna watch me do it. Like either way, it's going to happen. I'm sorry. That sounded wrong out of context. Hold on. Let me look back on that one. I don't like being told I can't do something because then I'm almost immediately inspired to do it.
Yeah.
You want to push yourself to the limits. Oh well.
yeah. Like unless it's like wrong, but you understand. There's probably a way I could have phrased that better. That was awkward.
There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who do not cosplay that kind of project their own insecurities onto cosplayers. I find that, and I feel it comes from a place of jealousy in a way that you're doing something that you love, and they're kind of afraid to even take that step of doing something that they want to do, just because they're afraid of being judged.
Well, again,
like cosplayers are some of the realest people I would say I know, even though you pretend to be someone else. It's kind of a weird thing to say. Yeah, your cosplayers are some of the realest people you would know. Because a lot of people are very afraid to even take that step into getting out their comfort zone and doing something. And when they see you doing something at whatever age or whatever size you are, they
inspire them.
Yeah. Or they become bitter and jealous of you and they say stuff that they probably wouldn't say if you weren't cosplaying. You know what I mean?
The whole cosplay is cringe. Like, oh, you're cosplaying at your age? What are you, a little kid?
Dude,
like,
I'm gonna be making costumes for my kids, like a whole family set.
But the thing is, they're at home bitter about it, and they see you on social media at the cons having fun, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like a they're kind of a bit jealous of you.
Here's the thing with that is I almost want to reach out and do something for those people. As weird as it sounds, like when people are sitting there bitter alone, I've been in a place like that where everyone has been in a place like that where negativity just gets the best of you. You're down in the dumps and you isolate yourself because you don't want to spread out negativity. Some people don't isolate themselves and they just spread out being a dick all the time. I almost want, that's again, I'm going to keep preaching it, why people should always be promoting positivity instead of just fighting. Because if there's someone who's having a rough day and they decide to take it out on you, if you just like hold your hand out and be like, dude, I'll help you if you want help, but you have to not be a dick about it.
Yeah.
I have a funny scenario. I have a funny scenario about what you just mentioned too, because just recently I had a friend, their husband, mind you, this is why sometimes you got to be mindful with what you say to other people because you don't know who knows who. So my friend whose husband seen my cosplays recently messaged her, his wife, and was like, "Oh, Lorenzo from high school. What is he, like 12 years old? He doesn't want to grow up. He wants to relive his childhood. Guess what? Joke's on you because your children follow me on TikTok and they're a fan of me. And I bet I put more smiles on their face than you did as a dad."
It is a small world. And that's really important. You have to be careful how you treat people. The same people you stepped on the way up, you're gonna be seeing them on the way down.
And I was happy that his wife contacted me because, like, me and his wife, we grew up together, we're close friends, whatever. And she had to defend me. She was like, "How dare you? How dare you say that about my friend? I don't care if you're my husband. He has helped me out with a lot more than you have in my life.
Wow.
So
that's never.
that was
That's
like,
never what you want to hear.
I'm sorry. Damn.
I was like,
That's a rough situation.
Divorce.
That's a rough situation, brother.
they're on their
Lorenzo, you had to get that one in before you left, didn't you?
Lorenzo took it to the. It's like, I don't like your cosplay guy best friend. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Goodness.
Do a
If
photo
you
shoot.
see anyone getting bullied over their cosplay, especially online, like make it a point where you can just advocate for that person. For a smaller cosplayer, big cosplayer, like share their content. Like this person is amazing. Like
That dude, that's
promote
the thing.
what
Matter
is
the
good for
size,
them.
everyone gets bullied. I know worldwide cosplayers with hundreds of thousands of followers who are with brand deals who get bullied, and they post about it on private story. Like, dude, like, why are you spreading hatred to it doesn't matter the number, anybody can get it. And that's something I like to preach to newer cosplayers of, it happens to all of us. Like, at any time, any of us could get one of those comments. It's not just you.
Facts.
And
that was a cherry on top, Lauren. So
I also
giggle.
wanted to go back to the whole we should support each other and share just promote other cosplayers instead of tearing each other down, because what's the point of that? We're not building instead of building a community, we're burning it to its ashes. And someone that is in the chat that's really is an inspiration, and I want to give a shout out to Joker Extreme, because he usually just reshares and reposts other like even my posts, and I'm super grateful for that because not a lot of people do that. And
Those reshares mean the world, man.
Yeah. So thank you.
It's seriously, it's such a small gesture. It's 2 button presses, but it
Yes.
means the world, man. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, words are nice, but helping another person to, especially with the algorithm, which I don't even, the algorithm is an enigma.
Oh, the godforsaken algorithm.
Yeah.
We gotta please the algorithm god that I know, like we have to do a what's it
There's
called?
no way to win. There's no way to win the algorithm.
Yeah, I don't have
We gotta help
time.
each other.
I'm losing that fight. Yeah, I'm losing it.
Basically saying like words don't mean much, but action does. So
Exactly.
Yeah. As Hanging Matilda says, share. Exactly.
Well, this has been a riveting, great conversation. I don't want to be the person to cancel the party, to end the party, but we gotta end it.
If you won't, I will. I've been wearing this mask for almost
That's
3
fine.
hours.
My phone's about to die.
Yeah, if you don't call it, I will. I gotta take the mask off.
I just want everybody to share their socials, so everyone can follow.
What's everyone's socials and what's your next cosplay?
All right, everyone say it all at the same time. Go.
That triggered me.
All right, we'll go with Lorenzo, since he has to go back to work.
Yes.
Yes.
Keep it
So, yes, I am. I did this on the last episode.
Bro, I'm
At
on my
work,
3 hour
doing
break
this.
right now.
But anyway, so yeah, my username is Team Awesome 418. Exactly what it is, no spaces. My next plan is, I think I stated that earlier, it's between Green Lantern or Static Shock. But right now, you guys could watch my Venomized Miles Morales and my Ghostface Fledger
That was
newsfeed.
cool. I saw it. That was cool.
Yes, thank you so much.
I can't wait.
All right, Lorenzo, thank you.
Looking
Not
forward
to
to it.
interrupt, but that video
Take care,
was super
Lorenzo.
cool.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Take
Have a good day
care.
at work.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys.
All right, and then we go to Dom because his phone's about to die.
Yeah, my phone is about to die. Dominican night, as you can see, right
All right, before,
here. Here,
Also, make sure you drop your Venmo and your PayPal there as well.
Yes, Venmo and PayPal. They are in my link tree already on my Instagram. So if you want to send me money, if you want to criticize my cosplays, send me money and fund them. So that way I can buy the cosplays that you so desperately want me to be in.
If Dom's camera cut out right as he was ranting, that would have been the funniest thing ever. Send me money as I
Perfect timing.
I got it in. I got it in, baby.
He freezes.
So what's your next cosplay, Dom?
I am actually, like I said, I was going to. There is a book coming out actually, I think next month called Timeless from Marvel, and basically it pits a version of Luke Cage that has the power of like the Sentry, the Hulk, against Moon Knight, and my one trepidation about this costume is that it's bare chest, and I don't do bare chest.
Sun's out
at all.
Okay.
I was getting ready to say, just do it. I didn't start doing it until this year, and
I just look here, man. I like to keep the cookies in the jar. Nobody needs to see my breast assistance, okay?
You can censor
But that's
yourself.
the next one. That's what I'm working on.
Release the Kraken.
They keep it on the shelf because they're the best.
All right, you guys have a fantastic night. It was great talking to everybody.
Yes.
Sit down.
Good night.
Bye.
Everyone send Dom money. Oh, he's gone.
We'll give them
All right, Ed.
$1.
We'll go around. Ed, what's? Oh, we already know Snowhawk cosplay. What's your next cosplay?
Yeah, so basically all socials is under Snowhawk Cosplay. Working on several projects right now. Working on a Mando armor. Now that they announced that Peter Weller, who played RoboCop, is coming to Niagara Falls Comic Con, so my 2025 plan is being bumped up to trying to be done in 5 months. So I got to find another 3D printer to try to print the whole armor, and no, that's it. I got literally like 24 projects on the go, but those are my con crunches.
Nice.
Nice.
Shinobi.
At Cosplays by Shinobi. That's where you can find me. Working on, what am I working on? Captain Zero's what I'm working on, but that's probably not the first thing you'll see from me. No, you'll probably see some version of a Power Ranger, Green Ranger.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Sick.
We love the Power Rangers.
Nice. Yeah, my personal Instagram is right here. I'm working on Black Manta and Red Hood right now.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
I love
Like
Red
the
Hood.
newest version of Black Manta?
No, I'm going with the first one from the movie. The first one, but I'm making the trident from the. Hold on.
That's cool.
It's over here somewhere. So I just started gluing the trident together. Yeah, this is the one side, and I gotta. Yeah, I'm just doing the trident from the second one. Yeah.
Nice.
A 3D printer saves you so much time.
Unless it breaks.
Yeah.
I mean, printing it's only the first third, if that. Like,
If
the
anyone
rest
knows
is
how to fix a
sandy.
3D printer,
Ooh, the sanding is the worst, but a lot of people find it therapeutic. I don't know why. I don't at all.
Oh, they're crazy.
I hate sanding.
No.
I think we
fun
know
for,
what
like, the first
Wallace is working
20
on.
seconds.
Where he's on this side.
Yeah, so my social are Wallace Morris, TikTok, Instagram, even YouTube. And yeah, I do work on the Injustice 2 Flash cosplay. So trying to get it ready for any Comic-Con or convention this year. So hopefully it'll be done. Well, I have mostly done the hair, the cowl. It's actually the boots and the gloves I'm missing.
Are you bringing that to Fan Expo Toronto?
I would love to. Like, I know that the cowl is actually done. So
Wow.
So even the wings are done. So yes, if I can, I would love to go to Fan Expo.
That is so beautiful.
For your suits, question, Wallace. For your suits, right? Do you put like padding underneath, or is it just a spandex suit?
It's just a spandex, so I work out.
Yeah.
Committed.
I really want to upgrade my.
It doesn't come with muscles.
that
Yeah, we want to
selfless
upgrade. I
flex.
want
He's
to. I
like,
want to be a
yeah,
speedster again. I haven't been a speedster for a long time, but I want to upgrade
You're
my
welcome.
Deathstroke.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
have you
selfless
seen? Have you
flex.
seen my
Yeah,
speedster Deathstroke?
that work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I seen it.
Ooh,
It's actually
Yeah,
Deathstroke. I love it.
I need to upgrade that and go racing with you and Shinobi.
Oh, that would be crazy. Like a photo shoot, like all
Yeah,
together.
let's do it.
Crazy.
Let's get all the
Ooh,
speedsters together and
that'd
do
be
it.
cool. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
I'd be Raven.
Do you actually do run for real?
Who?
Like you guys, because I used to do track and field, so I'm.
Yeah, I used to do track. Yeah.
I can't run for.
Let's do
I
this.
can't run for shit. You gotta edit my phone. You gotta use some Adobe Premiere on my shit.
You and I both. I have flat feet, so.
You'll be rolling me around. I can't.
Amazing. So Fenix, so that's what you're saying. Fenix boy, I have to come.
I'm a little better at climbing than running.
Oh yeah, rock climbing.
Yeah,
Or
like
bouldering.
that.
Oh,
I don't know if I
climbing
can climb
trees.
anymore, but yeah. Lynx, what's your socials and what are you working on next?
So Instagram, it's Hylia.links, and then everything else like TikTok, Twitch, Hylia.links, and then my next cosplay. So I'm going to ColossaCon actually, my first time because it's like a water park, and I want to go to the water park. So I'm working on a version of Jinx from Arcane, and I'm gonna make her arcane shark gun with like foam. So that's in the works. I just thought of this idea maybe like a month ago, but I wanted to do a Luffy X Sailor Moon version from One Piece. So I haven't started that yet, but it's in my head. Currently, I'm working on Doflamingo, like a gender bending version.
Yes.
I'm really big into One Piece. So that's like my main niche right now currently. I actually have my friend Going Marimo, she made a Discord specifically for One Piece, and I mod for it. Currently, we have like over 100 members right now, and like we're building a community from there, and that's like my favorite part. So
Awesome.
yeah. So if anyone wants to join, I'll send you the link. It doesn't have to be just One Piece. We're trying to gather other people who are just not One Piece, but also like other cosplayers too. So
mainly anime or
anything really. Because we have anyone who makes like content for TikTok or Instagram. We have like channels for like where we give each other advice, constructive criticism, and like kind of plan meetups for different conventions. Like we have people from the Northeast, West Coast, international. Like some people are actually from like Germany and England. So like,
that's cool.
Yeah. Another cosplay, what I had in mind was Chainsaw Man specifically. I bought like a kit from a long time ago from I Would Cosplays. I never put it together. It's still sitting in its box, but that's another future cosplay that I want to do.
Nice.
All great choices.
Gravel Road, what are you working on next? And what's your socials?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram as Gravel Road Cosplay, and I have Facebook account for Gravel Road Cosplay, but I don't do that one as much. I'm mainly on Instagram, and those are the only ones I have. I don't have anything else. I am currently working on Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I said it earlier, Cannonball from New Mutants and X-Men for the Hellfire Gala. I'm doing my own design based on one of his 80s, well, a couple of his 80s looks. And then my summer project, I want to do Samurai Venusaur. There is some fan art that I saw. And then SKS Props dropped some Samurai templates for foam builds late last year, 23, and so I do that, and then making the robes and the hakame pants and everything. I can sew. Well, I'll never say I'm good at sewing. I get bad. I get by with sewing. I will never say I'm good at sewing, but I can get by with that. And so on the foam work, I'm giving myself some more time on the foam armor.
Foam fabrication's fun, man.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love foam props.
That's awesome. DCW.
I'm DCW Builds on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. everywhere. Same name. Working on a couple things right now. Big thing I'm working on is Tears of the Kingdom Link. Here's my new Ultra Hand.
So
Ooh.
cool.
Oh,
I
very
have
nice.
like I have a sword, a shield, a bow, and a bunch of other stuff, all like that I can strap to my back and be hands free. And I'm also making a mask too. So that one, probably the biggest sewing project I've ever done. Made the undershirt, the sleeves, the tunic, just all the different pieces to it. Also working on Balin's skull from Ahsoka.
Ooh, very good choice.
And then I'll probably just be making more upgrades for my Doomslayer. From
You
Doom.
have a Doom Slayer? You do.
I
have
love
a
your Doom, by the way. I saw the photos. Your Doom
I just
is so
remembered
cool.
that.
That's so
Thank you.
cool.
And last, like, I don't know how many cons I've worn it at, but I've had an Isabel from Animal Crossing she on my shoulder. And I feel like that almost gets more reactions than the armor itself.
Nice.
But
Apparently, it's canon that they're in the same universe. I don't know if you heard that.
I get about like 5 to 10 comments a day. I have a video on TikTok that's my more views than all. I am 8,000 views. No, I am 7,000 views away from 1 million.
Wow.
I've never had
Wow.
Very nice.
This is me walking out of an elevator in my Doom armor, and
That's so cool.
I get a couple.
Oh
I
my
get
god, that's so cool.
Today talking about Isabel.
So cool.
But
That's nice though. That's cool.
Miles, what are you working on? What's your socials?
I changed the name down below to my socials. It is Anakin Monkey. Anakin as in Anakin Skywalker. Monkey as in monkey. And what's up? I don't know. I heard someone scream.
Oh no, I said yes for Anakin. Sorry.
I was like, "What is that?" She was just yes. Anyway, that's my social. I'm that on everything: Instagram, TikTok, not Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Well, I guess X now, whatever. But a couple of the projects I'm working on. First and foremost is getting this finally done. My biker scout. I've taken it on multiple troops, but every time I do, I break it, and I've never gotten approval on it. So I'm actually going to work to get it finally 501st approved. Another suit on the list for the year is the Cat Bodega suit from Miles Morales.
Yeah.
A suit for I have a secret cosplay in October that I've been teasing my Instagram and YouTube chat about that I'll be revealing in October. I can't say anything about it. I've been wanting to do Cade 6 from Destiny, and I'm very slowly.
Ooh, I have that. I have that. I have to file for that.
For the mask?
I have to file. I want to print it too.
For what piece?
For the helmet.
DM it to me. No, I think I have the file. It's just my printer's jacked. I'm very slowly putting different pieces together. That's not going to happen this year.
I'm actually more of a Titan though. So
I've
maybe
always
we should
been
do
I've
something.
always been more of a hunter, and Cade is just we love
the
Cade.
best. Yeah.
Those were on my list, but my Gwen cosplay friend convinced me to add one more to the list for the end of the year. So I will be doing Kylo Ren as well. Not with this mask. This is just what I had to grab really quickly to do the dramatic reveal. But yeah, that's all masked characters, obviously, because that's kind of what I had to stick to. But fun stuff.
Nice.
Very nice. Miss Petite, you're up.
Miss Petite.
Yes. My socials are Miss Petite Cosplay. No surprise there. Basically Instagram, TikTok, Facebook cosplay page, X, right? So the cosplays I'm working on, I was actually doing also Jinx from Arcade.
Nice. Let's go.
I got help from a 3D printer, which is amazing. For the Zap Zap and the fish bones.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I mean, I've never like worked on any 3D print projects, so I need to look up how to sand it and paint it and prime it.
Use
all of that.
sandpaper would be my recommendation.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work, but I'm still looking forward to it. There's also Twilight Princess Zelda, and also just Tears of the Kingdom Zelda. I just love Zelda in general. And Padme Amidala, the Lake Ombre dress.
Nice.
I love it.
We love a good Padme.
Yes. I do want to do the whole what's it called? That meme. It was like I have the higher ground, but I want to be the instead of Anakin, I want it to be Padme, because it's just so hard to find an Anakin. So
I know a couple Anakins, but they might
Really?
not be local to you.
Yeah, I really want to go to the Star Wars convention, but those are my cosplays for now. And also some sponsored ones like Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat.
Great,
Nice.
good choice.
Yes.
Mortal Kombat's a good game.
The classic.
Turquoise.
All right, so I'm X Turquoise Black on Instagram and YouTube. You can find, I'm X Turquoise Black on Instagram and TikTok. You can find my YouTube, Etsy store, tip jar, all that stuff. My link tree and my Instagram bio. I have a few animations up that I created a while ago. Not my demo reel stuff, but some fun stuff. You like fun stuff. My next cosplay is going to be vintage Hatsune Miku from Project Diva. I will be wearing that next week to Ishokon. Wish me luck. First competition. I'm gonna do a little dance. Hopefully, it'll break my ankle.
That's exciting.
I have a
Excited.
life-size Hatsune Miku cardboard cutout.
Wow.
I love Hatsune Miku too.
I want to have one in my house if my boyfriend doesn't like kill me. He won't. I'm gonna have a statue. He's not gonna stop me.
My boyfriend encouraged me to buy it because I saw it at FIE, and I was like, "Should I get that? Like, do you want it?" I was like, "I don't know." And
Oh man.
we ended up leaving with one. So yeah.
No, I want one.
Yeah, exactly.
I need that.
If I find one, I'll send it over to you.
I'll appreciate that. You see, my room is like turquoise, right? I need help. So.
Hey, one thing to help your competition, you're typically allowed to have a handler with you for prejudging. Write a bulleted list of all the stuff you want to talk about and give it to them to hang on to, whether it's on their phone or handwrite it, whatever. That way, when you walk into the judging room, they can like remind you, like, hey, talk about this scene, talk about how you painted this. That way, you don't have to worry about forgetting stuff.
The good talking points. That's good.
Thank you for that advice.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah,
Oh, Lorenzo's in the
luck.
chat.
So exciting.
Get back to work, Lorenzo.
Go to work, dude.
Get that cosplay money.
Oh, Gravero, I was meant to ask you, since you said you work in the Hellfire, are you going to be in the Hellfire Walk? Gala?
I am going to be in the Hellfire Gala Walk.
So I can say I will find you at WonderCon, because I've been in the past 2 walks, but I will probably be a helper at that. So I will.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Oh, I just remembered. I'm gonna be Psylocke this year.
Nice.
Ooh.
Great choice.
Thank you.
Nice. All right, Chris, you want to wrap it up?
And so this has been Cosplayer Round 2 on Beneath the Cowl, a podcast brought to you by Cosplay Alliance. Thank you for everyone for watching and contributing. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good
Take
night.
care.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.